refreshing. I'm refreshing. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, I got
Like,
the
we don't see
notification on my
us?
phone.
What's up?
I think, yeah, now
I didn't
now
get a
it's up.
notification.
I just got mine. We're live.
We're live. Notified.
We're live.
We're live?
We are live.
I think I just called it 1990's Nickelodeon. I don't know if I called it
Hell
tier
yeah.
list. I might have screwed up. Whatever.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. Oh.
That'd be cool if we had a bunch of those Nickelodeon drops to play right now. Nick.
Yeah, that would be cool. Little things. All right, over the show. Episode 67. Doobie. Nick D. Live from New York
Welcome.
City, Jarvis Jerry.
Beep boop bop boo.
Boom. There we go. And tonight, hopefully, we're not going to freeze like we did on... What day was that? Huh. That was... I gotta look at a calendar here. Oh my God, is today Tuesday the 22nd? I just dropped the ball on something. That's fine. We froze on Thursday last week. Wow. So yeah, we froze on Thursday with Sadui Reviewy, and we haven't gone back to try. But hopefully later this week we will. Is everyone frozen again right now? As I'm talking about how we froze, and then everyone just froze. Man. What a freaking bummer. I'm pretty sure everybody just froze. And I don't understand why.
Or
Yeah.
can you not?
Yeah.
Because
wait.
because
Yeah.
everything's going through.
Oh, I don't have chat in
and
front of me.
Tubes is
Oh,
back.
and Tubes is back. With the power of chat, Tubes is back.
Actually, it was you guys. As chat would
Oh, dude, that's so sweet of you to say.
chat would have said that you two froze.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm
Wait,
here the
so what
whole
I think it
time
is
because it's my computer that's streaming.
Yeah, because it's Tubes' computer. Huh.
And like Sadu's not
Yeah,
helpful
for
too.
us,
He wrote
Nick,
you guys froze. Like that doesn't help Sadu. Like, was it me? Was it them? It wasn't all of us. I'm like
Yeah, for Nick and I, we were still talking to each other. We just couldn't hear you. We could see you.
Yeah.
so something's not right. I don't know what that is.
Jer said there was a high-pitched beep. I don't know if
Yeah,
that
like
helps
I
at
heard
all.
like right before we couldn't hear you that something on mine was made a sound, and then we couldn't hear you anymore.
Yeah, he said Jared and Nick. Now that I pointed that out.
Can Sadu hear us now?
Yeah.
I think so. So
Sick.
join our Davila Patreon. We're done with Tubes, as we were trying to tell
Tubes,
the
can
audience.
you set up a poll who's the next one to freeze and put us each in there
It
and
will,
have the chat vote?
it will always be both of you at the same time.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Interesting. Weird.
It was as I was talking about how we froze, which is really like
Yeah, you're
that's
being
kind of
censored.
Hubris.
Being
Yeah.
censored.
Yeah.
It's weird though because then
Oh, yeah, maybe
you guys
YouTube's
came
coming
back,
after us.
but it didn't like crap out and disappear like how it did before.
Yeah.
Like you guys were just like
I mean, that's what happened to you from our end. All of a sudden, you were always talking to me, and then all of a sudden, just that there was sound. Yeah.
yeah, it's so weird. Well, so the issue has not resolved. That's what we know here. T Chasy's in the building. That's awesome. Love to see
What's up,
it.
T Chase?
Yeah.
I
TJ's,
texted
welcome.
TJC, told him we're doing Nickelodeon. I figured he'd be into it. Well,
So
gee golly
get those
gosh.
VIP notifications when you join our top tier Patreon.
Hell yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Sure, yeah. I don't know. I'm just so shook by
Every
the
donation
freezing.
helps.
Yeah, exactly. We need a central system that we all connect to. So please set up a GoFundMe
We're looking
for
to
us.
move to Texas, like Cypher PK. So help us
Yeah, that's
acquire land funds.
that's for the Fortnite servers, not necessarily. I don't know where the YouTube servers are. I can do a quick Google search on where the YouTube servers are, but that's where we
Jarvis,
need
Jared,
to.
pull up where the
We
closest
can.
YouTube server is that we can tap into. Synthesize the data,
Um,
please.
We can always just
Or
try to do
Discord.
it off of the.
Yeah, let's triangulate this too. What should I look up? I'll look up. Where's Dr. Pepper made?
Yeah.
I don't even know. It says they're at the Google server data center. I don't know where that
the
is.
The Google servers
Isn't that like
are all over the place.
South Carolina for the United States.
okay?
Mulan, Italy for Europe and West Europe. Mumbai, India for the South Asian district. So those are our choices, boys.
Okay.
So Dr. Pepper started in Texas, but I'm like, yeah, but where is it made now? Like where's like the Dr. Pepper headquarters? Dr. Pepper headquarters. Is there a Dr. Pepper? It's
All
still
right.
Texas. Yes.
All right,
in
Jerry.
Texas.
Let's pull up the first whatever we got here, so we can get this going before we freeze again in some inevitable freezing scenario.
Yeah. All right, we are
Cue the
starting with
Schwarzenegger,
Nick
Mr.
D
Freeze.
tonight.
It's a D episode.
It's an F episode possibly. Just crossing fingers here.
Did you guys ever? I already know your answer. That game Five Nights at Freddy.
Dude,
You ever play that?
okay, so the first time
No.
you froze earlier, I was literally
Yeah.
talking about this. So I watched a
Ah.
video where I shouldn't even say that. I was watching Trash Taste. Shout out to the boys.
Yeah.
They were talking about Five Nights at Freddy and how the movie's coming out. And they were like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, there was already a movie pretty much based off Five Nights at Freddy's with Nicolas Cage. And they brought this movie up. And they said that this is pretty much, they were like, we don't need a Five Nights at Freddy movie. We already had it, was kind of what they were saying.
Yeah.
But Five Nights at Freddy, I think, comes out later this year. So
Makes sense.
there's
I never played Five Nights at Freddy. It's like I know that's a game for little kids.
I thought it was
so
pretty
for
spooky.
me,
I'm surprised to hear you say
but
that.
I think it's like a jump scare game. Like I think it is spooky, but I do think it is like it's aimed at it skews young, not in a bad way. I think that's who it's made for. But yeah, I think it's like a jump scare game. So when I was watching this, I was just thinking like Chuck E. Cheese, and it's still like the same thing. Like it's they are like robots, haunted robots. But I really just put it on because it's a Nicolas Cage movie, and he's just like fighting these guys, Willie and his buddies.
Where was that streaming?
I want to say Hulu because I think let me even just check. Because I think there was commercials. Let's see. But it's definitely worth it. I would say, yeah, it's every scene that Nicolas Cage is not in is like awful. But like not like bad, like it's just there's like this B story of these teens, and they're the teens that are gonna get chewed up in a horror movie. But I almost think this movie would have been just like so much cooler if it was just Nicolas Cage fighting these things for like an hour and a half, like going through the restaurant. I definitely recommend it. It's a great background movie. There is one thing about the movie that like that I wonder. I knew this going in. I wonder how long it would have taken me to realize that. Part of me is like, oh, don't look up anything. Just watch it.
Yeah, I felt the same way about Five Nights. I think I'm gonna see Five Nights at Freddy when it drops. I might not even watch this. I kind of want to see that first. I think it's coming out in October, and then maybe
I imagine
watch this.
That's gonna be the big. But because I will say, like, my biggest criticism, not even criticism, my biggest, well, I guess criticism. I don't mean it in a bad way. It's like I think that this movie would be so much better if you just gave them like another $1 million. Like it's pretty good for what it is. If they just had more money, like there's like some, there's a scene where they walk into like a really dirty bathroom, and you can tell this was a clean bathroom that they made to look dirty. You know what I mean? Like it just looks like a set that it's just like, oh, if they just had like more money and more like time and like could really make the monsters look better. Like it would be. You could tell they only had the money to make one of them look good. Willie. Willie's the only one that like really looks dope.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what do you give it?
Yeah, like, I mean, I think a C+ is fair, but I give Nick Cage an A.
Okay.
But this movie, and again, like, it's not even that it's a bad movie. It's just like movie needed a lot more money, and maybe like whittle it down a little bit. Like there's people in this movie that I'm like I don't like, and I don't like all the teens. I'm like I don't even like want to watch them die. They're just like I wish they weren't a part of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it should, because it's like if it's just Nick Cage walking around this thing by himself, that's still the best part of this movie anyway. Like so, get rid of them. So yeah, C+. Great background movie. If you've got Hulu and you're just looking for a Nick Cage movie you haven't seen, yeah, there's all this cool pinball shit. Like yeah, he's great. He's amazing in this movie.
That's cool.
Yeah, he plays like an Ash type.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, Jerry.
Yeah, I recommend it.
What do we got next before we freeze? It's going to be the ongoing scenario of the night. I'm going to keep saying
Hell
it.
Yeah.
What else we got before we freeze?
On this one.
Yeah, what? That's what we should look. Any in the chat? Let's start guessing where we freeze.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I saw Megan. I know Jared saw Megan. Did you see it?
This is like a knockoff
Back
Chucky,
in the day.
a knockoff Chucky film, correct?
Different.
Like maybe, yeah. Like I think at first
New age
glance it's
Chucky.
that, but I'd almost say it's like a knockoff, like not even knockoff. Like I like essentially what I'd say is this is Ex Machina if like the android could be dangerous. You know how that one like couldn't do anything besides like hold a knife or something. Like it couldn't hurt people. Megan can hurt people, but it's like it's basically that movie.
Oh, so it's like Chucky and because it's a toy made for kids,
and Terminator.
Right?
It's Chucky and Terminator. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly good. I would give this movie like an A, to be honest. Like I thought when this movie first came out, I was not interested in the least bit. And then our pal Chow, Dudesy, and Will and Lulio recommended this movie.
The dog?
I watched it.
The
and
dog
I loved it.
recommended
I
it?
think Lulio recommended it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But it's good.
The dance,
It's actually
the dance or whatever was super popular for a minute there. It was like a TikTok.
Yeah.
Meme
That was
or
like a thing.
Yeah, it was big.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it's weird because it's like because I would definitely say it skews more action than horror. And then like they're playing on the whole like little girl thing, like little girls like in like the ring and stuff are scary, but like it's never actually scary. But you do always understand that it's like this is just a tiny Terminator, so it is kind of scary a little bit too. Like Megan works. It's like it's a good movie. She's a good villain.
So what do you give this?
I give it an A. Like I think this is like a really good horror. Like this came out what year?
Last year?
I would have said this would have been my running for best horror. Oh, is it this year? Again.
No, it wasn't this year.
2022.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, if I had seen this last year, this for sure would have been in the running for best horror movie. But again, when I saw that trailer, didn't care. This looked like you said, like a Chucky ripoff. some
That's
stupid
why.
whack movie.
That's literally why I didn't care. I was like, oh,
It's
new age Chucky.
really good. It's really funny. Like there's some jokes that are like, oh my god, like that's great. Like I was like genuinely laughing at this movie.
They're definitely gonna make a sequel. It's coming. I'm sure. Like, well, with the writing strike, maybe a couple of years. But
Like I'd be down. Like it's one of those things where it's like this movie's so absurd that it's like, yeah, let's do a second one. Like it would almost kind of work for this thing.
interesting. How long is it? Do we get a running time? Because that makes a difference for me.
I think like
An
one-
hour
As
42.
Sedu's
Like
pointed out.
yeah, it's hour 40. It's a quick little jaunt.
Wow, I might watch it.
Again, if you have Hulu and like, is that right? Yeah, is that what I just said? Hulu, yeah.
no, Prime. It's on Prime.
Prime, yeah. Oh yeah, what's cool is no commercials for this one. I watched a lot of movies with commercials. This one did not have it.
Mm.
Oh
Interesting.
yeah, well, who directed this? I didn't look up. You know, normally I see a movie and I look everything up. I actually never got to this one because the next movie just like
didn't. Is this the one where they yell at the ghost?
Oh, you're right. Where he's like, "Now you listen to me." Yeah, this is that movie,
hated
right?
that. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Oh my
So
god, I forgot about that movie.
stupid.
You've been on a real big horror kick, Nick.
Yeah, like I went through like that big cyberpunk thing. Now I'm watching. You know what's crazy though? Because it actually, I started. Megan was the first thing I watched, so I was still going down a cyberpunk thing, and then that turned to Willy, and then that made me be like, okay, now I guess I'm looking at horror, and then I watched Skinamarink, and so like yeah, like it like turned. It took this really weird turn over the last couple of days with movies, but then I watched that documentary and evened things out.
Yeah, I haven't been in horrors. I don't know. Can't get into them as much anymore.
Yeah. I still need to see Malignant.
Addie's saying
No,
not as
it's
horror
so bad.
as Chucky, more suspenseful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The
yeah.
the only Chucky thing is like because it's a doll, but
Made for
like it's
kids.
not
Yeah.
a slasher, and it's
It's an
and
action
again, It's
movie,
a
yeah.
thing where Megan is made to protect the little girl, and like Nick said, it's like protect her at all costs, and it's like okay, and so
Yeah.
it's mean, it's the classic. It's mean to everybody else, but the little
It's a little
girl,
bit Mean Girls. It's a
then,
little bit Terminator. It's a little bit Ex Machina.
um,
What's interesting?
and again, it's a movie. It's making fun of all that. It knows how ridiculous all this is, and again, it does that.
That's why it's an
innocently
A.
because it's it's
Yeah.
like malfunctioning, and it's like, ooh, I'm a dance, and it's super weird and silly. Like you can't go into it like, oh, this is a straight up like sci-fi thriller thing. They're like, no, this is what movies have come to now, and it's kind of like they're silly, and so they're
It-
really going that route.
And
It's,
it is
it's not
funny how
campy like how Chucky's campy.
well, it's
Right.
campy on
Well,
purpose because what's funny is that almost everyone in the movie, except for the CEO guy who's trying to make all the money, and then the mom, the aunt, everyone in the movie is like, "This is a bad idea. You shouldn't be doing this." Like, it's funny how the fact that it goes this far when everyone around this woman is like, "What are you doing?" That it's like almost more comedy than horror. Like, yeah.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's campy, but it's campy on purpose.
The crazy
Yeah.
thing to think about, if you look back, and I'm gonna just talk about Chucky real quick, but is that like it's voodoo.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
got
yeah.
a whole like weird voodoo thing. I always
Soul
forget.
going into it. Yeah. Chucky's weird. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like way more.
Next con or something.
Yeah,
Or a serial killer.
No, yeah. The whole intro is he robs that store, and then he uses
Yeah.
he's getting caught by the cop, and he uses like the
Yeah.
voodoo power to transfer his soul into the doll,
The Buddy doll.
the buddy doll. Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
I people seem to really like that Chucky show that was on Sci-Fi for a minute. Like I never watched it, but
Chucky 1 and 2 were classies, but after that, the whole franchise kind of.
do you guys remember Problem Child? Problem Child? Well, I mean, Chucky was cool, but Problem Child was sick.
Problem Child just reminded me of
the like comedy
Dennis the
one?
Menace?
yeah, Dennis
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Menace.
with,
It
like,
was
the
just
little
Dennis the
redhead.
Menace. Yeah.
Yeah, only
Yeah.
gross, like
Yeah.
really disgusting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like 80s
yeah.
Dennis the Menace, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Problem
guess early
Child and
90s.
Blank Check. Like I'm just trying to think of movies of that time since we're talking about the Nickelodeon shit.
Oh yeah, it was John Ritter. R.I.P.
Yeah, totally.
John
Yeah,
Ritter, man.
R.I.P. Indeed.
Classic. All right. Well, you know what? I'd heard good things
4.8
about
and
it,
5.4.
so I'm gonna check out Megan. I'll definitely see it
Dude,
hopefully before the second
dude,
one.
I think it's worth a watch. Well, especially if you have Hulu, like throw it on. I mean, like play
Wasn't
some
it? No, we just said it was
or
Prime.
Amazon.
Prime.
Yeah, yeah.
We just said it was
I
Prime.
swear I don't work for Hulu or something.
The
I'm,
first
like,
one
giving
you
them
said was
free.
Hulu. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Um, I mean, yeah, I do want to watch this. So
Yeah, so I'll
Oh,
just
no.
say, dude, this is an S. Like, holy shit, this movie's amazing. So yeah, you guys should watch it and we'll talk about it.
Okay. Yeah.
I watched this movie
Okay,
during
yeah,
the
cool.
day and like playing bass, and I was like, oh my god. And then I was telling Jer, like, as soon as I went to bed last night, I turned out the light and immediately I'm just like Skinamarink. I'm just like thinking about this fucking movie. It got me. This movie got me.
Don't you know what, Nick? Let's come back to this
Exactly.
one.
Then we're done.
Let's
Yeah,
come.
we're
Yeah, let's come
done.
back to this one because you mentioned it. You
Again.
texted us last night about it, and I was like, oh, I want to
Yeah.
check it out.
Yeah, just two children wake up in the middle of the night to find that their father's missing, and all the windows and doors in their homes are gone. And that's
and
all
the
I know
doors.
about the movie. That's all I know about the movie is, and like
it's
I've listened to the trailer,
intense.
and it's like, man, it sounds so weird that I feel
It's
I even stopped watching the
so
trailer.
and
It's
again,
not
even if you
rated
didn't,
too.
well, I mean, just because it's experimental, there's nothing like.
Yeah, but
I
not
don't even
rated
think there's,
always
like,
is a true sign of something creepy.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing. It's by no means like a wow, oh my god, like yeah, it's not that kind. But it is.
What are you going to
Dude,
give
it's
it, Nick?
slow. I mean, it's S. Like this is like I will say for like as much as I loved Evil Dead, like, and I'm really loving that game Dredge right now. This is like the horror thing of the year for me. A little peek at the DeLuise's. Like it's like, oh my god, dude, Skinamarink coming out swinging. This is like the Barbarian of 2023.
Oh,
Like I wasn't ready for this movie. Like you know what I mean?
and Barbarian
like,
was great.
Exactly. Like again, like you go into Barbarian cold, and you're like, what? By the end of it, you're like, what did I just watch? It's one of those. It's one of those.
Addie,
So yeah.
Addie said Problem
Well,
Child 2 was my go-to. His video game booth
Hell
in his
yeah.
bedroom is still a dream setup.
Dude, Problem Child 2, amazing movie. On the Patreon, we'll do a watch along. We'll go through the whole Problem Child franchise.
If we get that set up, but yeah. Or we'll just do like a Discord private showing thing.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'll just last thing about Skinamarink.
Yeah.
I'm just saying to you two and anyone who's watching in the chat, I dare you to watch it with the lights off. I watched it in the afternoon and it scared me.
Can I watch it?
You.
Can I watch it in the daytime with the lights off?
I mean, you can do that too. I think it'll still work.
Shouldn't have specified that.
Bonus
You
points.
Yeah,
bonus points for midnight.
Bro, you know me. Midnight, I'm in bed. Come on now.
Yeah. Dude, and that would make this movie worse if you stayed up to watch it too. You'd be all delirious.
False.
But yeah, moving on.
Okay, yeah. Well, Jerry, maybe we'll try to do that by next week. We'll both watch it and then.
You know what's weird is that it's not a long movie, but there's like very little structure, so it feels long, but it's really not. You're kind of in and out. Yeah, but it's just the way the movie's filmed is like you're like, dude, where the fuck am I in time? You know, like yeah. Painkiller.
Yeah. Watch that this weekend. It's a short series,
Matthew Broderick
mini series. It was cool. About the start of the opioid. Not the start, but the opioid crisis in the early 2000s and how OxyContin took over. And this is one of the dudes who ran the company.
He was out there being a lobbyist for it, partying. Is that with the Miami Dolphins?
They went to Miami, so
hell yeah.
Went there, and he was just having a party,
good call,
a company party and stuff.
It looks very Ace Ventura to me right there. That's just why I said that.
And
it was interesting.
And he's the main designer, or
he was. So he's a scientist, and his uncle is the one who came up with the chemical compound, and then the uncle died, and so then he.
One sec, I got someone at the door. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
This guy and his scheduling.
He's got a delivery.
so his uncle, and then he takes over the company for his uncle and like, you know, kind of runs it. And she's like a part of the team that's like investigating them. The like DA's office is investigating them to like bring the lawsuit.
Sasha's
It was cool. It was
pissed.
interesting.
Oh, that's cool.
think
And
it's
it's a
six.
series.
Yeah, it's like 6, 7 episodes, and so it's like an A and B thing. You know, it's like the one story is the legal battle building for the company, and then there's like this family where he gets injured, starts taking the pain pills, and then gets like addicted, and how it affects the family. So it's like you get
A
two
little bit of
sides.
yeah. Two-sided story here, huh?
But so the other thing that's crazy is the beginning of each episode starts with like a real parent that talks about how they lost a kid to overdosing or whatever from it. So it's like a downer. It's definitely a downer when
Wow.
they start every episode.
I don't like that.
But it was interesting, super interesting how they were getting away with it all of like the marketing and the making the money and stuff.
Hour-long episodes or half-hour?
Probably like 40 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that.
I gotta say, the
Real quick.
45-minute thing is bullshit. It seems that there isn't commercials. So why are they still doing 45 minutes? It's either 30 or an hour. There's no need. It should be one or the other with the streamers.
Yeah.
It's a weird complaint, but Sadu, tell me if you feel me.
50 Well, this is the first one. So first one's typically
And then
45,
46. Yeah.
40.
41. And then that's the thing too, they're jumping around and stuff. It's like, what do they think? We're gonna go back to commercials all of a sudden?
Now we're back to an hour.
All over the
They have
place.
us all settled. Now we're here for an extra like 20 minutes. Ridiculous.
And we're getting a lot of tampon ads here, maxi pad ads. I'm noticing tonight. What you been googling, Jerry?
You know, it always is the thing of like, oh, it's kind of interesting. Well, but so here's the thing.
Karina's
though.
been using your
That's-
laptop. I'll accept it.
Well, no. But no. But see, here's the thing.
Yeah, I was
With
just making
that,
jokes.
though, no, because I just want to. It's when because we're in the full episodes. But when we go to the banners, or not the banners, the images. It becomes the Legos.
Lego movie, yeah.
It's very
yeah. We're getting either Legos or
specific,
maxi pads.
Yep, here we go.
I've been noticing it for a minute. I just didn't want to point out, and then I was like, "Wow, we're still getting it. It's still coming, huh? That's
I feel
interesting."
it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be for the night. I feel it's very advertising on my end.
Yeah,
Um,
it knows you need them.
yeah, exactly. It's like okay, we've
His
tapped
household
into
needs maxi pads and Lego movie.
My bad. Sorry about that. Did I miss all of Painkiller?
Kind of,
Wow.
yeah, and some maxi pad jokes.
Would you give it?
Yeah, what did you give it? You didn't. Yeah, let's go there, Jerry.
Go back. Let me take it all in visually one more time.
IMDb give it a 7.5. So what is that, like a C? Right down the middle?
No, I mean yeah, I guess, but I feel it's different in movie terms.
Yeah.
I feel it was like an A. It was solid. It was very informative. A lot of
Were you rooting for Broderick, or were you like, fuck this guy?
rooting for him. No,
Yeah.
not rooting. For
He's
him.
not like a Scrooge McDuck type where you're like, in the end, you're still like, yeah, I like it.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. But yeah, everyone in it was good, and I enjoyed it. I don't know why I wouldn't give it an S, but
It's just not that kind of movie.
TV show.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
You said that.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
4 hours and 46 minutes total. For
That's not
anybody
bad.
Who's all about total runtime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
I
bad.
don't know, Matt, bro. It was cool seeing Matthew.
That's two
Yeah.
movies,
Cool to see him.
two standard movies in today's society.
Oh,
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there, that's how he got hurt.
Yeah, they're showing a lot here. I mean, I'm gonna be real, Jared. I'm probably not gonna watch this. It sounds depressing, and I'd rather watch
Yeah.
horror if I'm gonna get spooked.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing. It's just like when they're doing like those two women are like sales representatives
I knew it.
for Purdue, and
Yeah.
so they're going to these like doctor conventions and being like, "You need to be prescribed." Like it's crazy seeing how how they got away with it and how they like convinced these doctors that it's like, yeah, you need to keep prescribing pills and like it's good for everybody, and just like they were just throwing money everywhere to get away with it, and they did, and here we still are with it. That it's just wild, and then
It's rampant,
it's
obviously.
the because this again happened in the early 2000s, but like the consequences that happened after, just like, are you kidding me? Like it's so ridiculous of
And
what.
minute.
Yeah, that is like they just get like slaps on the wrist basically.
Yeah.
For all the craziness. So yeah, it was kind of depressing for sure. But it was cool. I don't know if you're into that. If you wanna see that, I recommend it.
That's cool. Netflix, if you got it, why not?
Yeah, yeah.
they're Netflix.
That's what we seem to always say, though, with
keeping them in
Netflix.
business.
Is it kind of shows how bad Netflix kind of is in a way. It's like when there's something
Because when
decent,
there's a good one, yeah,
we're
you're
like, Netflix, why not? You got it.
yeah, yeah.
It's like, well,
You're
that's
already
not.
paying for it.
Yeah.
That should be their new like motto. Why
Well,
not?
That's going to be the movie I make for them.
Hell
Thanks for
yeah.
watching.
All right, now we're moving along to YouTube's.
People aren't going to like what
Or
I'm about to
before we
say.
do you, here before we do YouTube, should
Yeah.
we do the thing of the week?
No, because we might as well
Videos of
do
the week?
me,
Oh,
then
yeah,
thing
yeah,
of the
then
week, then the tier list. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm going
yeah,
to say
yeah.
something controversial right now that not a lot of people are going to like. And I'm just going to come out straight and say it, bro. I wasn't
Hell
that
yeah.
impressed. I was almost, I'm not going to say disappointed, but I definitely think that they're, and this is the issue for me personally when people really hype a movie up and then you finally, like, I wanted to see this so bad for so long and I kept looking for it to purchase it and looking for it to purchase it. Finally, I came across it at Best Buy. Immediately, I was like, oh, buying it, bought it, watched it over the weekend. And I'll be honest, I think it's very similar to The Matrix. My comparison would be that The Matrix is about artificial intelligence and how it takes over the world. This is the same idea, but with the multiverse. So much so that even you two have seen it? Everyone's seen it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When she comes up the stairs to go see Jamie Lee Curtis, and the husband in the elevator gives her the rundown, and it's like when you come out of the elevator, you can go right, you can go left into the janitor's closet, or other way around. He's like, you can go right to the janitor's closet, you can go left, and yada yada. Read off these rules. That's like the pill scene. That to me felt like the pill scene. And when I was trying to explain it to my mom, who was just confused by the whole movie, could not wrap her head around it, kind of. I was like, look, it's just like the Matrix, except for he entered the cyber world or whatever, or already was in it, and then was exiting it. She's now entering the multiverse world, which is a concept that yada, 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 right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of similarities. And then once the ball starts rolling with the movie, you kind of know where it's kind of going in a way. It's cool in the visuals. Yeah. The visuals are unbelievable, really cool.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they did it on a decently low budget, not a super low budget, but a decent low budget, and they did a fantastic job. The acting's awesome.
Yeah.
A little surprised that Jamie Lee Curtis took down the win. I am a Jamie Lee Curtis fan. Halloween, obviously.
A little bit when she did, and because I'd seen it, was like, huh, okay.
The daughter should have got it.
Like that's. Yeah, I think out of everybody in that movie, it's like, sure, Jamie Lee was cool, but like 100% the daughter.
The two of them were up against each other. It should have been the daughter over Jamie Lee because she's in it more. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I'll say something. Scroll up. Nick, do you still need to watch this?
I just wanted to see real quick.
They cloned Tyrone. That movie.
Dude, I need to watch that.
I won't say much about it. All I'm going to say is because I went into that movie knowing nothing, I based it purely off the fact that Jerry said it was good. That's all. And
Yeah.
now Jerry was the first person to say that he watched it,
Yeah.
and it was Netflix, and I was like, why not?
Mm-hmm.
That caught me off guard. I was like, wow, that was really cool. Like, it's also sci-fi.
Yeah.
You know, that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't want to get into too much detail. I want
Yeah.
Nick to watch it, but Everything
Yeah,
Everywhere
watch
All
it.
at Once, it's really good. Don't get me wrong. Got the hard copies. Nick, you want to borrow it and rewatch it? I got you. But
Hell yeah.
I just felt like the hype that has been so built up around it, it didn't live up to that for me personally.
I can see that.
I still enjoyed it, and I'd
Yeah,
I'd still give it an A. I'd give it an A. But the way that I feel like people had talked about it loosely, and it swept the Oscars, you would have thought it would have been an S for me.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's right up my alley. You would have thought it was an S. I just didn't think it was an S.
Did you see it in theaters, Nick?
No, I watched it here.
And it's cool, like the visuals that you're seeing right now, everything. Dude, it's cool, man. And it's like it's not too. For me, I kind of got immediately. I understood where it was going. You know, my mom was a little confuzzled by the whole thing, but like once I paused and kind of explained it to her, I think she kind of understood where they were going with it. But like it, you know, it winning the 7 Oscars or whatever it may be, I think is why she was interested in seeing it as well.
Yeah. I mean, because it definitely was like a, like a cultural moment. Like I feel like everything was all multiverse last year anyway, and then this one was like the big. Everyone was talking about it, and again, I was late to the game too. I think I saw it right before.
You saw it pretty early on, though, Nick.
awards.
Yeah, before you saw it while it was still like before it won everything.
Yeah. Like I saw it like.
My other comment would be that homie from Indiana Jones, he should have got Best Actor. I don't get why you can't have 2 Best Actors, because it felt like to me, her and him, the couple, they were kind of on screen roughly around the same amount of time. It was like a co-star thing, more so than him being Best Supporting.
Yeah.
Then Jamie Lee and the daughter for sure were supporting actresses. But it was like the dad would have been supporting for male, and the husband would have been lead for male, with the woman being the lead for female.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now I'm getting into like the breakdown on the Oscar season.
Yeah. Because that definitely.
And it was better than The Whale.
Like everything.
It was better than The Whale.
Still never saw The Whale.
The Whale was
that
weird.
Who won? Oh yeah,
He won Best Actor. Yeah, he won Best Actor.
Yeah.
It's still I get it's probably one of the better movies that came out last year for sure. It just for me was a little overhyped. Yeah, I mean, Beaks isn't here to get upset with me, which I'm almost disappointed because I'd love to hear BK, or not here, but see BK going off on me in the chat about how I'm dumb and I didn't understand.
I have like a little bit of that fear of Tears of the Kingdom, where like I do feel like there are those things where I'm just like, man, I like miss the moment when everyone is playing it and talking about it. It's like I miss this one too. I miss Breath of the Wild. I miss Tears of the Kingdom. Like I'm probably not even gonna get to it this year. Like I'm hoping to finish Breath of the Wild this year.
You want to hear my controversial statement on that, Nick T?
Everything, but yeah, it's just like, oh man, what's that?
I've been playing Pokemon. I know the chat's really going to zone out right now. I think Violet is what I'm playing. Or no, I'm playing Scarlet.
Crimson?
I'm playing Scarlet.
Oh, sorry.
I instantly am having more fun than I have in Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
I just am.
Who's your starter?
I don't know, the duck. The one that looks like Scrooge McDuck or something.
Hell yeah. Is that like a fire duck?
Yeah, he's water.
Water duck.
There's just something about it and running around. It's also an open world, but it just, I don't know. It is a little glitchy, but like not as bad. I'm sure they fixed it. No, wow. I'm sure they fixed it. It's just, people disappear. They're in the foreground. You get in a fight,
Cyberpunk
and
style,
then you look back and they're gone. Which even Breath of the Wild does that.
I don't think Cyberpunk does that anymore. I haven't heard that.
Once again, it's something that's built up so much and you're told how great it is. So by the time you get to it, you're like, whoa, that's not. And then with Violet or Scarlet or whatever one, doesn't matter. They're both the same. It's the opposite where people are like, this game sucks. Pokemon and Game Freak, they suck. They keep doing this, they suck. So then when I went into playing it, I was like, this is going to suck. But I know it's going to be just like easy and whatever. And instantly I was like, oh yeah, this isn't that bad. It's better than the Sword. Like this is a step above that. So I'm enjoying it. I did that. I did that as well on Sunday. I watched that movie and played a little bit of the other.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, I guess let's get to this is where the song.
Would you give everything?
I gave it. I said it's A. It's an A.
Would you say you?
I thought it was going to be an S, Jerry. I thought it was going to be an S, and it turned into an A for me, which I was not disappointed. I was just like, oh wow, this is
surprised. Yeah,
I was surprised at how it was pretty. Like, I knew the daughter was good. I instantly knew it was the daughter and stuff, and like, I knew where it was I knew exactly where it was going in a way. Like, you can't call out the different like multiverse worlds that she jumps into with the hot dog fingers or whatever it may be. Those are all interesting. Mm-hmm. I saw the thing coming with the grandpa, and how it was all going to come full circle, and like you could see that from like pretty early on in the film. You know, without going into too many details on how it all works out, you could see it. Like it's pretty right there in front of you. Like nothing was too crazy. Like when you first saw The Matrix, that movie really caught you off guard.
Yeah.
You know, you were like, whoa, I've never seen anything like this. I didn't feel that way when I watched this. I was like, oh, okay. And also, like you said, Nick, there's been so much in the multiverse, especially if you've been reading comics or watching comics, that it was like...
Yeah, Doctor Strange came out like the same year. Yeah.
Hashtag
right? Or am I
Doctor
tripping?
Strange. I hear it, guys.
Is that even right? I might have got that
No.
wrong.
No, yeah. No, Nick, you're right.
Oh.
It's nothing like Doctor Strange at all, but it both plays the same multiverse game.
Those are the multiverse. And then Loki was the year before, right? Or Loki was like 2 years.
2 years ago.
Oh, and then Spider-Verse was this year.
Yeah,
so yeah, we're still processing multiverse stuff. Yeah.
And the other Spider-Verse was like 3 or 4 years ago. 4 years ago.
Yeah.
For the first installment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just I mean, I'm not disappointed that I bought a hard copy. I'm like still stoked.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's a great piece to add to my collection. Like that's cool. And I used to buy a lot of DVDs or Blu-rays. This one's the first one I bought in a while. That wasn't a Kevin Smith movie. You know what I mean? Like
and bought it like brand new.
That's what I really mean. I go to Rasputin's, but that's just me being a weirdo. But yeah, I guess let's move this boat. We got a big tier list tonight, so let's go to video of the week.
Oh.
Yeah, let's go to video of the week, then I'll pull up the tier list.
Yeah, I was gonna say
because you already went over the documentary, Jerry. I watched it.
We all watched this, right?
Nick, did you watch the documentary?
Did you watch it?
I watched it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this inspired us to then do the tier list. Which again,
you know what?
If you grew up during this time, watch it.
Before you get rid of that,
we can just talk about it while we're doing the tier list.
Real quick, I will say one thing about the movie, the documentary. I give it a B. It did give me a lot of feelings because of the show itself, but I will say the way that they jumped around, I didn't really appreciate, and the fact that they never put any like how long the shows ran. They never mention at all years how long shows lasted.
Episodes or seasons, yeah.
They clearly avoid Amanda Bynes. They like legit don't show any segments of her on all of that or even mention her. And Coolio's dead.
That's the first thing I thought too. I was like, wait, what? When was this made? Sorry, Jerry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I think this was like 2017 or something. Was like because it seemed like it very much focused on when she was in charge, and so it's like I wonder if like all that other stuff, because it was a thing where it's also like, okay, well when they were doing I don't remember. They were talking about some things, but it's like, oh, I think maybe Rocco or something. It's like, well, Angry Beavers was on at the same time, and Rocket Power. It's like, well, at least that maybe at one point could have flashed like, oh, these were also. I don't know. It's like you said,
Yeah,
it was
because
No,
like
very
Doug
incomplete.
made that.
and no
The
Nick
real
at
life
Night.
Doug made that comment. Yeah, no Nick at Night, but they did talk about Nick Jr. and Snick. But yeah, no Nick at Night.
No Stick
Um,
Stickly.
Yeah, no Stick Stickly.
Yeah.
They bring up Face. No one gives a shit about Face. Bring up Stick
I liked
Stickly.
Face,
Yeah, like,
but you know,
I mean, Face was fine, but he was no Stick Stickly.
yeah. Yeah, it's just different because you and Jer's your younger brother. You're the older
Yeah.
brother. Or I had
Yeah.
a younger sibling, Paige.
Yeah.
So for us, like Paige was still
It had to skew younger. Yeah.
a little young enough to where like Nick Jr. was still kind of cool-ish.
Yeah.
I will say it is interesting going back and seeing that of like, oh my god, I was crazy young when Ren and Stimpy came out. That it totally was a thing of like you for sure were probably watching, and I was just there. There's like no reason I should have been at that age watching those shows, but I remember it.
Yeah.
Like the gag they had where I think was it Rocco pulled one of the berries and the bear jumped out.
Yeah, and then he
Grabbing
grabs
his
his
balls?
balls. Yeah.
I did not. I remember that thing, and I did not get that joke back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was too young for that. Like, yeah. And I watch it now, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Rocco was an awesome show. Rocco's Modern Life was great.
Yeah.
All right. Oh.
Yeah. I'm glad we're doing the tier list because then we'll see all the shows.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that one thing about the documentary with the dates and the how long the seasons went. It could have cleaned it up a little bit. But yeah, let's hit
And there were
the
there
video
were
of the
definitely
week.
shows I wanted to hear more about. They didn't even talk about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely incomplete on just video of Jericho dancing.
Love it. You got the moonwalk? No. Okay.
Oh man, we should have talked about how we all watched ACW.
Oh,
AEW.
yeah, AEW Texas Chainsaw Deathmatch.
That was awesome, and some Jericho, but
That was dope.
Jericho was there.
yeah, he
Yeah,
was there.
Jericho was there.
Yeah, he talked. Yeah.
He's like involved somehow. He's like a consultant. Got Jericho, and then now we got some cats over here. What are these crazy cats getting into? Oh, Yoda.
Wait, so
Whoa.
wait, I gotta ask this just so I know which one was Jerry. Jerry, were you Jericho?
Yeah.
Ah,
Jerry's Jericho.
Jerry's Jericho.
Jerry's Jericho. Man, that thing is so sick. I've never even seen that.
the cats are so enthused though.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I wonder what our cats would do. I already know which one.
I thought you would enjoy this one, Jerry. That's why I kind of put it in there. I was like, oh, Jerry will get a kick out of this.
And then
mine's just like a vibe. They use Nintendo music in this movie. I wonder what game this is from.
All right, the poll is up, everybody. We got horror new. Oh, I wrote new. I wrote to NES. Well, it's supposed to say NES, everybody, not new music. Horror NES music. We got Yoda versus the Cats. And we got Jerry's pick of Jericho dancing. Get your votes in, and we'll come back to that in a little bit.
did I already vote? I already voted.
Chat for 1 second, boys. I'm going to grab my tea before we start this tier list.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a beverage as well.
Ooh. Everybody's warm because it's kind of like those
Hydrating.
tubes soothing his throat. Is it an iced tea? I mean, what's he trying to refresh and quench here? Or is that the case? Is he going for a refresh and quench? And then it's probably gonna be iced. But if he's got like a sore throat, or maybe if he has some sort of vocal performance coming up, he might want to do something hot, ease those muscles.
I feel like all that noise he's making, he's getting ice.
I don't know.
That was a
Big
loud
moment.
cup of hot tea.
Big moment. Was it iced or hot tea?
Ice, always ice.
So he's going for a refresh and quench.
Yeah.
We should have had a poll on that.
Yeah, I always go ice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so
Oh.
we'll I drink hot coffee all the time, and then it makes me drink more water. So if you heat yourself up, you end up drinking more water.
That makes
But it's
sense.
also wasn't too hot today, so I don't know.
It's pretty
This is
warm
the
right
side
now in the
effect.
house. Yeah, but it's warm
Yeah.
though.
I'm an ice drink
Stuffy.
kind of guy.
Okay.
I'm getting the
Take
tier
anything.
list ready here, everybody. If you're in the
Yep.
chat, give me 1 second.
What's Jericho's band's name is Fozzy, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna see.
Oh yeah, it's on the drum right there. It's right on the
Maybe see
on the
next
drum.
time he's gonna be in town.
Let's see. Is Fozzy on tour?
Just do a quick search. Let me know you want me to stop.
Oh, I
screen
already
sharing.
exited, Jerry. Yeah,
Oh yeah, you could do it from your end.
yeah. No, it was cold tea, everybody. All right. Well, let's get right into this tier list. And chat, please.
Fozzy is going to be on tour this year, just not on
Yeah.
either of the places we live. More in the middle of the country.
We're gonna get that back.
Let's get make sure people get their votes in here for, or not votes. Make sure you let us know about what your thoughts are on the tier list. We're gonna jump right into it. It's interesting. The first thing I'm seeing, I don't recognize. I don't know this
I
family.
don't see it. I just see the
Oh,
OverShow.
shucks.
Yeah, here, let me stop. Or here, I can just share it.
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. And let me
Okay.
just boom. There we go, everybody. We're
Close
all
mine.
good. All that is S tier. We're not there yet, Sadu. Well, I mean, we could just jump right to all that. If Sadu wants us to go to all that, I don't think all that's an
Yeah.
S tier. I don't. I think at best it's an A. I think it was good, and I could put it at great. I don't think it's a masterpiece. I think Keenan and Kel show. We used to watch that a lot, and the intro for that was just so.
Iconic.
I mean, so was the intro for all that with TLC singing it, but Coolio and then they would cut to them and they're watching it, and then it would zoom in on the TV, and then the show episode would start. Or,
Yeah, yeah.
And then they would be on the stage, and then they would talk, and then then they would run off stage, and then it would open up. It was just so genius how that all planned out.
So you like the production of it all?
Yeah, yeah, and
More in
put
a
together.
sitcom kind of.
Let-
Yeah.
let's be honest here. Keenan and Kel were probably kind of the highlights of
For sure.
all
But
that.
I do think I did love everyone on all that though. Like I thought all that was really dope.
The kid with the big ears segments.
Let me
Josh.
He would be the pizza dude. Keenan as the
Yeah, I know
pizza
what you're
dude,
talking about.
or is that Kel?
Okay. Oh yeah, Josh
Cal.
Server, Detective Dan.
I wasn't a big fan of his work. Really, for me, it was
There was 10 seasons. Wow.
it was Good Burger and a couple of those main segments that really stand out to me.
That's a thing where I guess I could look up on my own, but like, oh, what were some of the more specific segments of
Yeah.
all that
all
that
that.
the documentary
Which
did
is-
not cover? But yeah, I don't know if I
Oh, yeah,
would put all
Esquire
that
has
at
them all ranked.
masterpiece.
Well, where are
If
you
they're-
gonna
if-
put it, Nick D2?
I would-
Yeah, like high,
again,
just high up. Yeah.
I would
Like,
put
yeah,
it,
like-
if we could, in between great and good. So it's like either in the end, it's either going to be at the bottom of great or at the top of good.
Go great.
Oh yeah, Ear Boy and Pizza
but-
Face. Yeah.
It was. I did highly enjoy it growing up because so again, it was also a
Back
thing
in secondary.
where I think I stuck around a little bit longer, and I think Nick made the transition to SNL.
Yeah.
And like Mad TV, and I
was about to
remember
say
being
Mad
like, I
TV.
still like this because it was very much like this was like the kid version of that, and then the other one.
Yeah.
I just remember it was like, these are cool, and but yeah,
I think we gotta knock out a bunch more to really see where it is. You
Yeah.
know, because
exactly. This is the classic. First thing gets voted high.
I think this first one, I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
This one with the family.
Yeah.
I don't
I don't know
recognize
what
them.
that is.
I'm
Oh, is that
sorry,
the
but
Mystery Files of Shelby Woo? I
no,
don't know.
Mystery Files of Shelby Woo is right here.
Oh, okay.
And I do remember Mystery Files of Shelby Woo. I'm not. Is
That
Nick?
must have been after me. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, really? Yeah, that was his.
Yeah.
Nick Arcade's not on
Okay.
here.
Well,
Interesting.
See, that's weird. Yeah, Nick Arcade was a great one.
Is Gats not on here too, or Guts? Oh, Guts is right there.
No,
no,
yeah,
Guts is
Guts
there.
is under Double Dare. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll just go in order. All Real Monsters. All right. I texted Austin earlier. Speaking of which, we have been discussing Hotsgiving.
I'd say S. Like, dude, I used to love. This was definitely one of my favorite Nicktoons ever. Like, this was top tier.
Austin says, I want to run. I can't watch the episode, but I will say All Real Monsters, pronounce that correct, is in top 5. I will fight you guys, especially Jer.
Hell yeah.
That's Austin's
I'm with you.
text.
I'm with you, Austin.
if
I'm
we
with you.
don't put it where?
Top 5. All Real Monsters was
I-
good. I just don't think it was top. I'd say once again it was great, but I don't know if it was a masterpiece. The characters were
I'd
cool.
say in the grand scheme of things, I do think it is. If you're just ranking it amongst Nick things, I do think it is a masterpiece.
I-
I
Like,
would put it above all that.
All
yeah,
right,
for sure.
We'll put it in
Like, yeah.
masterpiece. We'll put it in masterpiece. But
Yeah, it can move. Yeah, like I'm.
when we
open
get to other
whatever,
ones,
but
we'll see where it stands. Because I think Ren and Stimpy was better. I think Rocco for me was better. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll get to
Oh,
them.
those are masterpieces as well. Yeah.
I'm gonna say something about this next one. A little controversy. Pete and Pete, not really a fan.
Again, maybe it's an age thing. I would say that's a masterpiece. Like Pete and Pete is like straight up game changer. Like, yeah. But again, I was older. It was aimed at me a little bit more than it was at you guys.
Jerry,
I mean, I like the tattoo. Was it Petunia?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I liked it. There
That
were
was an Alphonse
things-
Mucha piece.
And what were the Slurpees called?
Orange
Like the orange-
Julius?
That's what they were,
Orange-
but they were
yeah.
called something else. Like
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway,
I'll look it up.
this didn't hit for
I
me
mean,
and my
again,
sister.
you know,
We weren't into it.
Greater masterpiece.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I did like it.
We got a special guest. Hold on one second.
Dude, and it's literally got one of the best theme songs ever. That does your dog bark, yeah. Orange Lazarus, not Julius, the Orange Lazarus.
Lazarus.
And then remember when he gets the guitar and the whammy bar?
I mean, yeah, exactly. It's a issue of. Oh hell yeah, we got a cat.
Misty cameo.
I wish we had a little screen thing for "We Got a Cat."
We should have that. We should have a special
Maybe the
Misty
screen-
introduction.
Yeah, the screen mists up. And
Yeah.
reveals Misty.
Oh, yeah. I like it.
But yeah, I don't.
I
know
thought
if
it was
it's just
really
like,
interesting how. Oh, sorry.
Go on.
I just thought it was interesting how the guy who created it was saying that it like he leaned heavily into a beatnik nostalgia, and it was just crazy to think that like in like 95 or wherever that was, like he was thinking about like the late 50s and 60s with like beatniks, like the way we're kind of looking at like the 80s and 90s now, and it's like, oh wow, like it did have that, and I didn't even know that.
My bad.
It had its own kind of nostalgia.
All right. So where do we settle
that
with Pete and
show-
Pete from you two?
That show was 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd.
I remember that.
Way.
100?
we don't know.
I've never even
Oh,
heard of
that's that show. I kind of recall that
Yeah.
now. Okay,
I don't remember it. I would put it at great. I would put it at the top of great.
I'm gonna put it at the bottom of great for now, boys. We'll get to it.
Tripping. Straight up tripping.
I mean, I
You know, Nick can formulate a second push for it.
I mean,
so,
Nick,
all right,
I'm gonna be
Angry
honest.
Beavers.
I would say I would have like, and this is why I'm gonna put it at the bottom of great. I honest to God
Yeah.
would have put it at average.
I mean, that's
really
fair.
would've.
Like, you know, like, again,
It
like,
just
that's-
didn't hit for me as a kid.
Yeah, yeah. I get
Mhm.
that. I get that. It's a weird show that was, like, very heady for little kids. Like, it was, like, yeah, not a normal kid show.
Angry Beavers. Now, see, this is the one where I could see people getting angry at me. Angry Beavers, it's a masterpiece for me. I think it's better than All Real Monsters. I can recall episodes. Stump, big fan of Stump.
Yeah.
Was a big fan of Norbert and God, what was Daggett? Yeah. Norbert and Daggett. Big fan of these dudes. I'd go masterpiece with this. I even put it in front of All Real Monsters. I remember All Real Monsters, and I liked it. And they lived in the sewer, Ninja Turtle style.
Yeah.
But I can't recall like certain episodes the way I can with like Angry Beavers.
Yeah.
So that's my kind of 2 cents on that.
Yeah, I remember a lot of Angry Beavers. Like, I remember liking this show.
Yeah, I would agree and say it's a masterpiece. I loved watching it. It was great. The two brothers. You got Daggett. You know, he's a little hot-headed. You know, kind of gets himself into situations, and then you have Norbert, suave guy.
Yeah, and they're always trying to build their house or whatever, and they're dealing with dude. It was good, bro.
Get good wood, get good lumber.
I know me and Addy are going to be on the same page on a lot of this. I see him saying Pete and Pete average. He's saying Angry Beavers masterpiece. Because I was already obviously friends with Addy. We watched a lot of this together, so I'm sure me and Addy are going to be more on the same page of like where we put a lot of this. I saw my sister was in here a minute ago. She said something about my hot tea. I'd love to know what Paige thought on all this, just to get a female's point of view. And she's a few years younger than us. But a lot of this stuff I watched with Paige. Like Rugrats, all this different Rocko's Modern Life. A lot of this we watched together. She's the same. Wait, Nick, were you a senior when we were freshmen? No, you were a junior.
No, I'm 2 years older than you. I was a senior when you
Paige
guys were
is
sophomores.
3 years younger than us.
Okay.
So Nick's 2 years older than us. Paige is 3 years younger than us.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, again.
And a girl.
Yeah, she would have been super young.
Yeah.
For, some of this. So it would be interesting.
Yeah.
If she's still here.
Yeah, Paige, if you're here, sound off. And let us, and if you're with Ira, you know, we'd love to hear what his 2 cents is too. Because he's the same age as you. Anamorphy. Oh my gosh. Help me out here, Jerry. What is this?
Animorphs?
Is that Animorphs? That's just it? Okay.
Yeah.
I remember this show, but I wasn't a big fan.
I remember it being dope. I remember being dope. Yeah. Like, you know, not as good as most things on this list, but like average, you know,
good?
Like good, average. I mean,
I would say average.
Average?
Yeah,
okay.
Like I definitely watched all of this, but yeah, it didn't, you know, and I read some of the books. You know?
Yeah, it's definitely a thing where I feel the books worked a little better than the show, and I also remember the show being at least short-lived, or I bailed.
Yeah. I remember the books. You know, I remember the books.
Yeah. So it, you know, average is perfect.
Paige is saying all that. Paige. First off,
interesting one.
Paige, you're a liar, dude. I'm gonna call you out. Rugrats was 100% your favorite. You had the toys. You loved Rugrats. I see you saying Hey Arnold. We did love Hey Arnold. I remember when they did we're not at Hey Arnold yet, but like, yeah, Clarissa Explains It All. We watched a lot of that too. But I remember when they did the Hey Arnold 3D movie, and you had to buy like some food item to get the 3D glasses. I don't know if it was like macaroni or cereal or something, and you had to get the 3D glasses. Like, and I remember we made Mom buy 2 of them so we could each have glasses so we could watch the Hey Arnold 3D movie.
Hell yeah. And
it aired on Nickelodeon. It was like a movie. It was a TV special pretty much.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, Paige, but you do. We would watch. You were obsessed with Rugrats, you liar. Just gonna throw that out there at Paige. Now that I know she's in the chat. Now, are you afraid of the dark? Here's my
tier.
See, Nick. I'd say great or good. Now, here's my reasoning, Nick.
Tripping. Did you guys even watch Nickelodeon? Like, what the fuck?
As far as Are You Afraid of the Dark was concerned, once ABC started playing, what's the book? Goosebumps. I thought Goosebumps was better than Are You Afraid of the Dark.
Goosebumps was great, and so was Erie, Indiana. That was on the Saturday morning. That was a great horror cartoon on Saturday, or a horror live action show. There was a lot of cool horror stuff for kids when we were growing up.
I just thought
we were spoiled.
Goosebumps was better. Like I just
I think
didn't
that's
like.
fair.
So that's why
I think that's totally fair.
the only reason
Goosebumps was dope. Dope
Yeah.
as shit. Yeah.
I bump Are You Afraid of the Dark down a notch only because I remember being like, as a kid, I was like,
Yeah.
Goosebumps is better.
That's
Did you
fair.
see my,
That's fair.
Screen tubes.
No,
No, I don't.
because I have you. No, I have you hidden.
It was Lunchables.
It was Lunchables. It was
Oh,
Lunchables.
shit.
Okay.
Lunchables were
Okay,
dope.
Jared, put that link in there and I'll pull it up.
I actually even kind of remember that. I remember seeing that.
Oh yeah, I should just.
Stu saying Are You Afraid of the Dark is good. Paige said Ira didn't watch good TV. Oh no,
I
he
put
didn't
it in
watch
general
TV.
tubes.
He has no comments. Okay, I don't know why I had to move it. Okay. In general, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, Are You Afraid of the Dark? That was one where I was surprised at how young I was when it came out. It's like, no wonder the opening, I hated the clown and like the swinging set that I wouldn't watch it. I grew up, I would not watch those parts.
That song was
was
epic,
so
dude.
young.
It had an amazing, theme song and opening.
But yeah, if you scroll down a little bit, they show you the different ones. And the Rugrats one is where I saw it was on Lunchables.
I'm not seeing that. It's not loaded. Oh, right here.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, Hey Arnold, Alex Mack.
Oh, Kablam
Kablam.
had it too. Yeah. Oh, I remember the Alex Mack one too. I do remember that. Oh, dude, I actually do remember all of these because I remember the Rugrat one.
Yeah, I remember this packaging for sure. I remember this packaging.
Wow, Lunchables, Jerry. I knew it was a food item for sure. Crazy.
Oh, it's at the bottom of that picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they
Crafts.
banner
Yeah,
would go
the
away.
banner won't go away. Whatever. Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, no, it was cereal too, dude. Honeycombs. It came in Tombstone Pizza.
Hell yeah.
Honeycombs.
Oh, okay.
Came in the snack packs for the pudding snack packs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, Tombstone Pizza.
Tombstone Pizza. Are You Afraid of the Pieces is a masterpiece from Addie. Okay, I mean, look, Nick D's saying it. Jerry, I don't know how you feel. And we're talking Nickelodeon. We're not talking ABC. We're not comparing them. So I'll keep my... The episode that really stuck with me was the dude who could come out the plugs. The electrical plugs.
Oh.
And in his head
I think
was
I
the
know
shape of an electrical plug.
I think I know what you're talking about.
That episode scared the bejeebus. I still think about it.
One with the pool and the chlorine always got me.
Oh,
that one was really good. The one with the clown nose.
Yeah, the clown
clown
nose one. Yeah.
Yeah, the one with the car and the riddles. That's a classic. That's like one of the early ones.
The vampire neighbors. The one where
Yeah.
you get stuck in the mall with the pinball machine. Like that one always like I feel I had dreams about that of being stuck in a mall and just like not being able to get out because of the show.
Yeah.
And then the one where it was like if you stare into a flame, you get haunted by a ghost. That one fucked with me.
And then remember the one with the camera, the little gremlin in the pictures?
Yeah, man. I'm gonna look for
Oh
this on YouTube
yeah,
or
the
something.
camera with the yes.
That one really disturbed me as a kid because that was like a concept that it's like how do you like defend against that? You know what I mean? Like that was such a cool episode.
All right, here's the plug-in, man. This is exactly what I was talking about. This dude.
No, totally. I totally remember this.
And, isn't he also the one? Maybe we're thinking of the same episode then, Tubes. Because that
He comes out of the electrical
that
holes.
face, that silver face, definitely.
Yeah.
is frightening.
Yeah.
I just for some reason that one really stood out to me. All right, I'll go masterpiece, but I'm gonna lie. Something about Goosebumps, maybe because I was also reading those books as a kid. Some of
Those are
those
great books.
those episodes stood out to me. But the song, the piano, dun, 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 like,
yeah.
it is very like.
That's a great theme.
I used to just think that like I would be bummed at the end when they'd get back to the campfire and then they'd make like a joke at the end. Do you any of you guys recall
To
this?
try to cut the tension.
And I kind of always would be like, I'd like tune out like right at that moment. Like, no, what's on Cartoon Network? Like, what's going on somewhere else?
Yeah. Oh, dude, Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network was also great back in the day.
we'll do a tier list of that soon. You know,
We should.
yeah. Well, I'll keep it a masterpiece for now. We'll see what else piles up there, and then we'll like we always do. We'll get to the end. Cat Dog was great. I don't think. See,
Yeah, I love Cat Dog.
I'm gonna be harsh on this because like with the cartoons, there's a lot of really good ones. So to me, Cat Dog, I remember when it first aired, and I did really enjoy it. Cat was awesome.
And again, it also one of the best theme songs. Like Cat Dog's theme song is like
Yeah.
top tier.
I'm gonna put it in front of Pete and Pete.
I think that's fair. It definitely made for way more people. Pete and Pete was made for. I don't even know who it was made for. That's such a weird show.
Yeah, I just like I think I'd enjoy Pete and Pete more now if I went back and rewatched it than I did.
I think I would too. I think there was so much of it that we couldn't get back then. We're too little for it.
Yeah.
Clarissa S tier.
I think
Game changer.
Carissa's S tier, and like even watching the show and hearing them, I'm gonna put it towards the top here. I'll put it at the top. I didn't think about it, but it is like the first lead female show I ever watched, and they kind of highlight that in the documentary about how there hadn't really been a kids lead female live action show. And
I wonder if Out of This World was after Clarissa.
I always think about Elvis, her pet. They didn't bring this up in there, but she had the pet alligator.
Alligator, or
Yeah.
whatever, for a little bit.
And it was in the swimming pool, the little kid swimming pool,
Like kiddie,
the kiddie pool.
the kiddie
Yeah,
pool.
dude, I don't know. I really remember that show. Like, I like that show.
Yeah, because it also felt like, because again, it was, what was it?
Oh no. No. All right, chat. If you guessed that everyone would freeze midway through the tier list, you just won yourself a sheet of hella grip, but no one did. Let me read chat while we wait for the boys to reload in. I believe the Clown Nose episode was the very first episode. Oh, really? That's interesting, Addy. I didn't think about that. Yeah, the Clown Nose one always stands out. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Sadu said good, then he bumped it up to masterpiece. Yeah, I think it was great, Sadu. I don't know if it was masterpiece. Like I was saying, I think that the other one stood out to me more.
Yeah.
Back in eventually.
There you guys are.
now we
There
can
you
go
are.
again.
You're back.
All
I was
right,
just
we're
talking.
back, we're
Perfect.
back.
It was all right though. I was just talking. I was reading chat because Addy's going off in chat.
Hell yeah.
Addy was wrong. The Clown Nose was not the first episode. Tales of the Phantom Cab was the first episode. Cat Dog was great,
dope,
good.
yeah.
I think I stopped watching after a couple seasons. Yeah, same here, Addy. I agree with that on
'Cause
that.
that's right around that age that I think we were like aging out. Because it's like I wouldn't be surprised if Cat Dog was the last Nicktoon I watched. You know,
I'd have
like, I
to
feel
look
like
at the
that-
years.
Yeah, let's look it
Yeah,
up.
I'll do that.
Because I for me, I was huge, and we'll get to it.
98, yeah, 98. I was just SNL and Chris Farley. 98,
I was still
done.
watching Nickelodeon for quite some time. Because
Because
I watched up until SpongeBob.
So yeah, so the
I never watched SpongeBob. I mean, I've seen an episode or two.
quick order full series with the start, like from either way. Doug, Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy, Rocco's, Aro Monster, Hey Arnold, Kablam, Angry Beavers, Cat Dog, Oh Yeah Cartoons, Wild Thornberries, SpongeBob, Rocket
Wild
Power,
Thornberries. They're not even on here.
As
Wild
Told by
Thornberries was
Ginger,
great.
There they are.
Fairly Odd Parents, and Invader Zim. That's for
Oh,
sure
Invader
where
Zim.
that was the last
Dude,
one.
I
So-
literally cut out like 8 years and then Invaders in. Like
So
there
then
was
that
after
was
Wild
2001.
Thornberries. Nothing.
Wow.
Wow.
And then, yeah,
Um,
that's
And
where,
Invaders
so
in, that was
after
Yonan Vasquez. I used to read his comics, so
Yeah.
that's why I watched that.
So yeah, Invader Zim was the last.
What was this puppet
one.
show? I remember it, but I can't recall.
I remember it, but I
Cousin
didn't watch
Skeeter.
it. I got,
Cousin Skeeter.
yeah.
I remember
Again,
this,
like, I
but
think-
it doesn't stand out. I'm gonna say average.
It seemed for like it was for little kids. Like I didn't really watch puppets. Like I wasn't really a Sesame Street kid. I didn't really watch that.
Man, I've always been. I was a Muppet kid. I loved Sesame Street.
I
And then
like
I turned
I
into
liked
Muppets.
the Muppets, but I always preferred the Muppet Baby. Like I was
The
way into the
cartoon?
Muppet Babies. Yeah, and then I would watch the Muppets, but yeah, I didn't. That wasn't like my thing.
Yeah, we'll put Cousin Skeeter in average. I want to say that I liked Cousin Skeeter better than Animorphs, but I we'll leave him how he is for now.
Yeah.
Um,
Double Dare.
Double Dare
Another
has got to be the first
legendary show.
game show I ever watched,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and like I remember people doing those stunts and rolling down the stuff and doing all the different things.
Yeah. Great.
I would say Double Dare has got to be S tier.
Mark Summers. I love how in that documentary Mark Summers comes out just talking shit like that. Like the camera cuts to him and he's just like, yeah, I was like the best, and that other guy, like, he tried.
Yeah.
Like I loved it. Like Mark Summers, just legend.
Yeah, Mark Summers.
Legend.
He was a little much in there though, huh? He was a
Yeah,
little. I was like, oh, jeez.
He's introduced talking shit. I loved it. Yeah.
I'm gonna put it at great because I think that maybe tell me if I'm wrong, boys. I think Legends of the Hidden Temple or Guts might have been the better game show.
I think it all just kind of depends on like. Double Dare is more about like the gross factor. While I think Guts is the best game show that they had. Like Double Dare was more about like making them like do gross shit. And so it's like, yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of the flavoring, however you want to break it down. You're right. I do think Guts is a better game show.
I think
Guts
Legends.
was sick, dude.
I thought Legends was like I'd already seen Indiana Jones, so I was like, oh, Legends, crazy.
Legends was cool.
Wanted to be on Legends the most.
And like the people would come out the wall and grab you. I was like, oh no, like, and you couldn't predict
the
that.
raft thing in the beginning. Like it seemed like it was so hard. To, like, I was just making it. To
and
the
you were
second
teams
raft.
of two or whatever. Yeah, dude. And then you had to swing on the rope.
Yeah, dude. Blue Barracudas.
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. All right, Doug. Where are we putting Doug?
I mean, I feel like the first three have to be S tiers. Yeah, like Doug, Rugrats, and Ren and Stimpy are they built Nickelodeon.
Figure it out.
Doug was life.
I don't even know if I know what that is.
Figure it out. It was the one where
had the brain.
Somebody came on, and it was kind
of
I can do such and such. It's like, give us a hint, blah blah blah. It was cool.
And the set was the giant head, right, Jerry, in the background.
I think so. I would say it was good. Like.
And then she's from the
definitely.
Dude, Figure It Out was great. This is all coming back to me again. This is like whereas Double Dare was like the first like game show. This was like our trivia. This was like our Jeopardy and stuff.
This is what I'm remembering. The big head.
Yeah, this was great. I'd say great, good.
Yeah, exactly. With the different. Okay, I said good. You're saying great.
I'd say good.
I mean, I remember.
Let's just put it in
I liked
good.
it back in the day. Yeah, I liked it back in the day.
We got to be more harsh and move things around. So let's just put it good for now.
But again, it was a thing out of all of these. It did take us a little bit of like, what was it again? So again, it was cool. I enjoyed it.
That's what I'm thinking too, Jerry. It's the ones that's why I felt like Are You Afraid of the Dark? I wanted to loosely bump it because I can remember Goosebumps almost. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, oh
yeah. And it as Addy points out in the chat, that it's like Figure It Out was cool because they would have like the current Nickelodeon stars come on there and guess, and so you would see them and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hubble was. I thought Addy. Am I wrong to tell this story? Well, not wrong to tell the story. Am I wrong about this story? Didn't Hubble want to get on Figure It Out, and that's why he tried to master playing video games with his feet? Is that not the story? Sick. Like, am I wrong? I just for some reason remember that being a thing. Addy, sound off in there and tell me if that wasn't a thing for the minute there. All right, get with the picture. I don't remember.
I kind of remember this actually.
The super old.
Yeah, this was like back when it was still like, what was that Nickelodeon Kids? What was the game show they never even talked about on the documentary?
Oh, I kind of do recall this now, seeing the images.
This is like early Nickelodeon.
Yeah, 91.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because we barely remember it, it's got to be average, right?
Yeah. I was 6 when this came out, so yeah, it's hard to absorb it all.
All right. Hey Arnold's got to be masterpiece, no?
Yeah.
I mean, I never vibed with Hey Arnold personally.
Really?
Yeah. Like I think when you compare it to this is just me personally. when you compare it to all of the other craziness that is Nickelodeon cartoons, a kid living in New York, it was so boring to me. Like I wanted
wasn't in
shows
New
about
York.
monsters, and he wasn't in New York.
No, it was a
I
mix
didn't.
of like
It was like a fake Nickelodeon town.
it was Seattle, Brooklyn, and one other place.
I thought it was New York too. I thought it was New
Yeah, I
York.
yeah.
It's yeah. I mean, yeah. Again, it is Brooklyn vibes, but then like the whole Seattle being near the water the way they were, and there's a third one as well.
Stoop
That's
kid
funny.
never leaves his
Real quick.
stoop. I just
Yeah,
wrote,
yeah.
Stoop kid never leaves his stoop. And the football head thing. I mean, we were big Hey Arnold heads at our
Dude,
house.
yeah, I loved Hey Arnold.
Everyone loved it. Yeah, I just didn't think it was it could compare to any of the other Nicktoons personally.
When we get to the end, Nick D, when we get to the end and we reorganize, we'll go.
Okay, so it does actually take place in Washington.
Oh wow, Addie!
But
Shout out to Addie.
yeah.
Wow.
Addie, you got to find the stoop. Addie is confirming that Hubble did want to get on that show, and he was trying to master Mario Kart with
amazing.
his toes. That was the story.
That's
I remember
amazing.
that. I almost want to put figure it out. Well, we got it in good. We'll keep it there.
Okay, so it's Seattle, Portland, and Brooklyn. Those are like the three
Wow,
city
that's
vibes they went for.
so random.
Hell yeah.
Now I'm gonna say some stuff. I almost want to move. We're gonna do two. I'm gonna move some stuff around here. We're gonna do two of these back to back, and they're fat. I wish Fats was here, but he hasn't announced himself, so clearly he is not. We're gonna do these
Chad
two.
hasn't welcomed me yet.
Yeah, no one's welcomed him. Yeah. Hey Dude and Salute Your Shorts. Now Fats has these on DVD, and I rewatched some of it.
Yeah.
Hey Dude, I thought I really liked it. And Paige, if you're here, I hope you could chime in too. So we definitely watched both of these. I thought, Hey Dude, like before I rewatched it, I was like, oh yeah, that was classic. It was so good, blah, blah, blah. Then when I rewatched it, I think Salute Your Shorts was the better show out of the two. And I think Hey Dude was just like, it was good, but like it kind of like was, I mean, they're both kid acting, but I think it was the lesser. Like it was just like kind of whatever in a way.
It's like kind of more of like it was like a drama show for kids. Like it was you can't even really say it was like a comedy. It was funny.
It had comedy aspects, but yeah.
Yeah. But like it would get heavy and it would get, like it would try to teach you stuff. Like it was definitely like 90210, but for like 8-year-olds. Wait, what year did Hey Dude come out?
89.
89. So yeah,
It went didn't it go 5
4.
seasons and Salute Your Shorts only did like 2?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'd say Salute Your Shorts was better. Like I'd say they're both masterpieces for me, but I would say Salute Your Shorts is better.
Jerry, where are you putting them?
I would definitely put Salute Your Shorts above Hey Dude, and I thought they were great. I definitely would say like I for sure grew up on those, really liked them, enjoyed rewatching them. But yeah, definitely Salute Your Shorts was better, more entertaining. My favorite one is the burger one where they go get the burgers and they
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
spill
that
the
is a
wrappers
great one.
everywhere and have to clean it up. And then
I also like
the
the
plumber one
Oh,
scared the
dude,
shit out of
yeah.
me.
Dude.
But so Hey Dude was filmed on location. So you hating the set, Addie, you hate Arizona. So look at you. You went there for college, idiot.
Yeah, it was in Tucson too, I think, which is
Truth
where Addie went to
bomb.
college. Yeah. Yeah.
But
They're both classics. They're both Nickelodeon classics.
Yeah, exactly. Like we were
yeah.
so young when those came out.
And that's the chick that married Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Melody something or Melanie something?
Melanie or Christy.
Melody.
Oh,
was
Melody
her
is
name
her
in
name
the show,
in
but
yeah,
it's Christine
yeah.
Taylor is
Yeah,
her
she's great.
real life name.
Does anyone remember this Journey of the Alien thing?
I do
Alan?
not.
Journey of
I
Alan
mean,
Strange. I don't know why I saw
I
Alien.
just looked at it.
Oh,
I just looked it up now, and so I'm like, oh, I recognize it, but I don't think I want.
Yeah, when you said Alan Strange, that was like, oh, but I don't.
I have to pull it up.
Oh.
I remember that image of the book with like the weird black eyes, like hollow eyes. Like I'm like, oh, I remember this being around, but I never watched
I do like
Oh,
remember the actor and
okay.
everything, but like I would have to say like again, either don't know because I really, like you're saying, I don't remember episodes or this or that, but it is like, I vaguely remember that.
This is the
Yeah.
rebuttal
And
to
again,
the
it was,
Ghost Rider show with the girl who had the
yeah,
rider that took over the
yeah,
typewriter.
dude, Ghost Rider. Yeah, I
Ghost Rider.
forgot about
That was almost. It seems like that's their because Ghost Rider I think was ABC. So this must have been their rebuttal was the Journey of Alan Strange.
And yeah,
You
this
know how
is
they do that.
97.
You know they go back
Yeah,
and forth.
exactly, yeah. And yeah, this is 97, so like I was already kind of phasing out. So I'm like, I know it, but didn't watch it.
Average.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I remember it. You know what I mean? Like, not very good probably means that, like, I don't even remember it.
I was. I think going to Kablam now. I think Kablam really stands out to me. I would say it's a masterpiece. It's my first introduction to stop frame animation. I think that shows like Robot Chicken or when we did clay animation, Jerry, if you remember at the house, I think a lot of that inspiration comes
I
from
still have that, by the way.
I still have one of them too. I have the duck from TJC. If you're still here, I have the duck.
I had the elephant that you ended up making for a while or after.
Kelly made that, but yeah. It had the nose was part of that the
bong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The handle bong. Kablam really stands out to me. I thought it was a masterpiece personally because, like I said, yeah, it just reminds me of Robot Chicken and a lot of things that I ended up watching later down the line.
I mean, yeah, like Nickelodeon at the time was like known for weird, and that's like top tier weird. So yeah, I'd say masterpiece. That's one of my favorite
Put it up there for now.
Nickelodeon shows. I couldn't remember the name of it the other day, but like I just remember being a kid being like, dude, this show's weird.
Yeah, like the action figure show, and then isn't that also? Was that the one where they had the Prometheus?
Prometheus and
Yeah,
Bob was
Prometheus and
legendary.
Bob.
Addie just wrote
Yeah.
that. Addie just wrote that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kablam was pretty.
Kablam was dope.
Like I want to put Kablam like even like above some of this other stuff, but we'll get there at the end. Because Kablam really like thinking back on it now, I'd love to rewatch some of that because that just felt really special at the time.
Oh, an Inside Out boy. Remember when he swung over the?
Yeah, Inside Out boy. Yeah, totally. All right, we're on Keenan and Kel, and I already said I think if I was comparing Keenan and Kel to all that, which is completely different, but the orange soda thing, there's just so much that I remember from this show that I don't know. Keenan and Kel was one of my favorite live action Nickelodeon shows. I'm sure Nick, you were probably a little aged out at that point because I think this was getting into the late 90s.
Like I definitely watched it, but yeah, like I definitely like vibed with all that more. I liked them more on that than I did watch this. You know?
What year was Keenan and Kel? 65 episodes, 96 to 2000.
Yeah. So yeah, like I started it, but I definitely didn't make it to 2000.
Jerry, what are you feeling? Because you were,
Dude, I loved it, and I like exclusively drank orange soda. So
Yeah.
masterpiece.
Yeah. The orange soda thing is super
the
sticks
best.
out.
Yeah.
And dude, I wanted to have like a part-time job in a little store.
Gross. And a bodega.
Because
that-
you know,
is that
it's
New
just
York?
a thing of like, let's see.
I don't know. I like never thought about where does Keenan and Kel take place?
Chicago.
Chicago.
Sure
Is Hanging
beat
with
me.
Mr. Cooper take place in Chicago? Different network, but for some reason that stuck out. And then where does Step by Step take place? Are they in the South?
They're like in Wisconsin or something
They're
like
in
that.
the Midwest or something.
Somewhere,
Okay.
or somewhere crazy.
Because just that backyard, I'm like, where are they?
So the house for Mr. Cooper is in South Pasadena.
South Pasadena. Hell yeah.
That took place in Oakland though.
No way. Hell yeah.
That's crazy.
Over the
Lunchbox.
show.
I don't remember what this is.
Look it up. Gotta look it up.
Again.
Chat,
kind
anyone?
of-
You got to type in show too, because then it just starts showing you merch.
I don't remember this. I'm seeing it, but I don't remember it.
I'm not even seeing it. Like, where's
I'm seeing a couple images. It looks like they're on like a spaceship.
astronomy through space is taught by enough travelers. What?
Oh, Launchbox. I typed in Lunchbox. I'm an idiot.
Oh, I typed in Launchbox too. Yeah, you're right, Nick.
I
The
was like, dude, what? I'm not seeing
Oh no, I
anything.
typed in Launchbox. Yeah, no, I typed it in right. Okay.
I don't know. I don't remember this. This was 91 to 94, so yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
was
were little. I don't
4 to
really.
7.
I kind of remember like the logo, like that looks familiar, but like the actual images here aren't really ringing a bell.
Okay.
It was also a learning show.
Legends S tier.
All right.
Yeah.
Legends is
masterpiece.
Masterpiece.
Like,
I'm gonna go with masterpiece.
Wanted to be on that. Loved when they would scare
I think it's
the kids.
we'll get. I think it's the best game show they had. I think that
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
Double Dare was great, but there's one that stands out to me that Double Dare almost ties with. But we'll get there when we get there, because it Wild and Crazy Kids is
Nick,
right here.
Wild. That's what I was thinking. Wild and Crazy Kids.
That's what I was talking about to you
Kids
the other day,
show.
Nick, or Jerry, when we were talking about this. That's the show where they were like in the empty mall and they would do like the car racing but then they'd have like explosions, like they'd bury it was almost like they buried fireworks like M80s underneath, and then they would like blow them up, and the kids had to like drive the RC car through it before they got blown up, dude.
And then it would cut to them. There'd be like 80 kids in a massive field doing something with like a zip line. You know what I mean? Like,
Or
it's
like the big
they would have
inflatable ball or something.
Yeah, totally.
Totally.
Yeah,
Totally.
That's definitely an S tier.
Yeah.
My brother and me really liked it. If not S, then great. Like it's up there. My brother and me is amazing.
My Brother and Me, I remember it, but I find it to be like kind of forgettable.
I feel like in the grand scheme of things, yeah. At the time, I loved it. But yeah, like I have not gone back since I was a boy.
What year did that air?
Uh,
94. Okay. One season. That's why it's kind of forgettable, because I feel like it came and went.
Exactly.
I just remember the older brother was kind of mean to the younger brother, but they weren't that far apart in age. It was like interesting.
Yeah, they really did like
no, they were pretty far.
pick on Dee
apart.
Dee.
Were they?
They were far enough. He was like, I want to say like 4 years younger, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Alfred. It was Alfred and Dee Dee. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, the boys froze. Shucks. All right, chat. Let's catch back up with you real quick. Wild and Crazy Cruise was great. RC car with the explosions was so sick. That's what I'm saying, Addy. That for some reason stands out to me like no other. Was the RC car scenes. Silver Snakes were nerds. I agree. Silver Snakes were nerds. I always wanted to be a blue barracuda. All right, let's knock out some of these ones that I feel like the boys will agree with me. You're On. I feel like it's kind of like the other one where I do not remember that.
Yeah, Tubes again.
Oh, you guys are back. All right.
But yeah,
Sadu,
back.
Sadu, you can't get more than one sheet of grip tape, bro. And you can come collect that grip tape whenever you want. That's not how it works. You don't just keep winning. What's wrong with you, bro? You're trying to bleed hella grip dry. Addy, stop this guy. My Brother and Me was good, semi-great, but I can accept average, is what Addy said. Where do we put it in great? I kind of think it was good more than it was great. And I think the argument to be made is if it was great, it would have had more than one season. Like, I just throw that out there.
Nickelodeon wanted to go one direction, the creator wanted to go different, and the creator's like, "No, I'm done."
Really?
Again, the arcade and like comic book shop though, that place was so tight.
Yeah,
like,
Jer.
I don't know.
I thought places
all
like that
right.
existed. Like that really bummed me out when you find out that like that's not a thing.
Okay.
That like an arcade, but there's creative differences.
I mean, remember there was that bookstore that's where the golf store is now in downtown Pleasant Hill? That was kind of like that back in the but
I remember
it's
the
a
golf store,
now.
bookstore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put You're On and Don't Remember because I made the assumption that you guys wouldn't remember.
I thought that said, what would you you can't do that on television at first, but I was like, no, that's not even what that says. I don't know what that is.
Mystery Files of Shelby Woo. That was kind of like maybe that's more of their rebuttal to Ghost Rider. Kind of.
Okay.
I can't.
Okay.
I know we watched it. I know me and Paige watched a few episodes, but I want to say that also shortly lived. Like it didn't have a lot of seasons. Am I wrong?
I feel it was one where it like hopped around
4
on
seasons. 4 seasons. You think it hopped around on networks, Jerry? Huh?
I don't know. I remember it, but like again, I can't think of like specific episodes. I do remember watching it, but
Let's go average.
I know Fats really likes it.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it top of average because I do think it was good. No, get with the picture. No, we'll go get with the picture.
Do you guys remember that show Recess? Recess was dope.
Yeah, Recess was ABC. All right, now we got Nickelodeon, Breakfast Travels, Web Show. I don't remember this. Natalia,
I have no idea what that is. Yeah.
don't know it. All right, here we go. Guts.
Guts was crazy.
I think Guts was great or good. I think it was cool. I just remember thinking it was a little bit like American Gladiator, but for kids. And it was just like, yeah, this is cool. But they're not like, if they would have had other kids shooting balls at them out of like the tennis ball cannon, it might have like added something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always wanted a piece of that Astro Crag.
Yeah.
I always wanted to.
The trophy at the end where they'd hold it up. Some of the challenges.
That'd be so sick just be able to run on it.
Yeah. The Aggro Crag was the best. That's the issue to me, and that's why I'm going to say it's good. Because, am I wrong to say the whole time you were watching it, you just wanted to get to the Aggro Crag?
Yeah, because everything else is like, shooting hoops and throwing stuff. But yeah, like, dude, the Crag. It was the Crag.
It was like they spent all the money in development on the Aggro Crag, and all the other segments were lackluster.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah. They had to be cheap. It was like throw this ball in this garbage while these two dudes try to block it.
Did Paige just said she loved Paige? Are you talking about Shelby Woo? Let us know. Is that I love Shelby Woo? I think Paige is saying she loves Shelby Woo, which would make sense, but I don't know. Guts was dope, but always preferred American Gladiator. Wow, Sadu. I said the same thing. That's crazy.
American Gladiator was awesome, yeah.
Yeah, Guts got repetitive. Global Guts got okay. Yeah, I do remember Global Guts, Addy. That's a great point. They did end up changing the name and like redoing it a bit. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Guts is good. I'm gonna put it over Figure It Out because I think it was better than Figure It Out. But I think Guts was just all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with good. It was good.
Oh, no. Paige was referring to what you said, Nick. She loved Recess.
Dude, Recess was great.
Recess was great. We did watch that.
We should find an ABC Saturday morning tier somewhere.
We will. That's another episode for sure. We'll do more of these.
Dude, Recess, like, because you keep saying, like, oh, I remember, like, multiple episodes of certain shows. I remember a lot of Recess. I watched a lot of Recess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what Oh Yeah is, though.
I'm looking it up.
I sent an image of the.
That's where the Fairly Odd Parents came from.
Yeah, that's the only one I remember. Like.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess like
hearing
the
that kind of
dude, Chalk Boy. I don't know. There's an image in the.
I'm looking at that, Jared.
But I knew what this was. I knew what this was for sure. Like people were talking about this.
I remember the Fairly Odd Parents coming from this show though, and then they got their own spinoff, and I do recall that.
I kind of remember that too.
What this started in '98? This thing is saying.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go with average.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing. I will say we're being very kind because we have not trashed anything. Like we've not put anything in the not very good.
Which we may change.
We might have to change. My cousin Skeeter, look out, buddy. You might be going down there. All right. I don't know if chat's gonna agree with me or not. I'm looking at you, Addy. Rocket Power was a game changer. Rocket Power, man, they would climb out the window and they had a half pipe. And this is right when we start. I mean, what year did this come out? Like, this is like right when I feel like I started skateboarding, and this show meant the
like
world
90.
to me. It was like, oh, this is what I'm doing, and there's a cartoon.
99.
Yeah, I mean, we were doing OverTheShow
so
in '98.
This is a show that even though I'm by and large abandoned Nickelodeon at this point, I watch Rocket Power. Rocket Power was great.
I'm put,
Flea, he was one of the voices. Or no, that's Wild Thornberrys.
that's Wild Thornberrys.
Wasn't there someone? Wasn't there someone famous in this one though? Or it was just Tito? I'm just thinking of Tito.
I don't know, Nick.
But yeah, Rocket Power was great. It was like if like Rugrats grew up and were like little LA kids.
I'm not seeing anyone that I recognize in the.
Yeah, I think I'm just thinking. I
Oh,
guess I'm thinking I like
Mark
Tito.
Hamill did a voice. Ralph Senior.
Hell yeah.
Luke
Awesome.
Skywalker did a voice. But I don't recognize that character. I'm going S tier, and we can debate where it goes in a bit. Rocco
again. Yeah, them skating, all that. That was great. I loved it.
Yeah, and they did
Shooby. I still say Shooby and Newbie to this day, and that, I learned that from them.
For sure.
Yeah, like that like influenced me, that show.
And that skate park underneath the dock, and like, dude,
dude.
it was insane, bro. I was just jealous of them. That obviously takes place somewhere in SoCal. Rocco is. I mean, some of these are easy. Like Rocco is definitely at masterpiece.
Yeah.
Has to be.
Like,
Has to be.
Yeah.
I would say Rocco's, right after Doug. Like it's number 4. In Nicktoons. Like I still think Clarissa might be number 1, or I don't know what's number 1 yet. But yeah, like Rocco's. Rocco's up there.
I put the human shows, the original human shows. I'll put them. We'll debate those first, maybe, and then go from there. And I was trying to
because I do think that is an important distinction. Yeah, Nicktoons versus first live action shows.
And then Legends and Are You Afraid of the Dark was kind of a variety show, but it was a horror variety show, so I kind of put it at the end there because it's on its own little level.
And maybe even put it with like All That. You know what I mean? Like those could be the variety shows. Like yeah.
Yeah, Rocco's the easy.
And Roundhouse. Roundhouse was Roundhouse before?
I don't remember Roundhouse.
No, that was one of the 4 original. Clarissa, Roundhouse, Ren and Stimpy, and Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I remember liking Roundhouse, but it was like weird. It wasn't a comedy. Like there'd be music and dancing. Like it, I would,
that was
good or average.
Older, because didn't they say in that documentary that like they either got it from some other station, or it was just part of like Nick's old programming that they just kind of kept around?
I thought that was the
Canada.
I thought that was the Canadian show, but I thought that was called something different, where they had the lockers and the kids.
Oh, you can't do that on.
You can't do that on television. You can't do that on television.
That's why it's not listed. Yeah, because that's also S tier, but they bought that show.
Which is over here at the end, right? Oh, no, it was What Would You Do?
That's What Would You Do? Yeah, What Would You Do? Where Mark Summers walked around, and it was just a game show on the move. Yeah.
That was actually pretty good. That was.
It was a great one. Yeah,
with the eye that blinked. The eye that blinked. Yeah. And
he would just put kids in weird situations, like, oh, like, will you, like it was like Double Dare, but on the go to the people that were in the park.
Totally.
So
where are we putting Roundhouse?
I don't remember it at all. I don't think I've actually ever seen Roundhouse. So
it's it was like SNL. Yeah, it was like SNL.
Rugrats is easy.
Yeah, S tier.
S tier. It's got to be towards the top.
It's with Ren and Stimpy and
SpongeBob.
I mean, you could almost honestly say SpongeBob's their number 1 show. Like that's the most influential thing they have. But even though it came late in the game,
I don't know how chat's gonna feel about me saying this, especially Addie. No, Clarissa can't get dropped, bro. We'll talk about that later, Addie. You're crazy.
I mean, yeah, like Clarissa's like my answer, but yeah, SpongeBob changed the world.
SpongeBob, I think SpongeBob's got to get dropped because it changed the world, but it also kind of changed Nickelodeon, and they kind of hint at this in the documentary that SpongeBob kind of was the fall of Nickelodeon because it became so popular that the corporate side of Nickelodeon wanted to just turn it into a moneymaker and stop caring about making new material. They were like, we're just going to piggyback off SpongeBob.
Yeah.
We're just going to ride the SpongeBob train. And Addie's saying masterpiece, but is it? Because it still airs. I think up until recently, it was still going. And I don't think that those later seasons were any good.
I don't know.
Jerry, get me a double check on that.
I feel in the grand scheme of things, I've probably seen a limited number of SpongeBob because I haven't seen a lot of the later stuff. SpongeBob 13 seasons, started in 99.
So it went till 2000.
Well, I'm trying to see if it.
He was in that WB game.
Yeah. Oh, what? Who's an add-on character?
Oh no, not the WB game. He was in the Nickelodeon.
The
He
Nickelodeon
was
one.
in the
Yeah,
Nickelodeon.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it renewed its 14th season in 2022.
So they don't do it every year.
Ballin', still going.
Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I
Again, I'm sure I've watched less than 5 of them. So I have no idea. It's popular, and I do love the guy who plays SpongeBob. Like that guy's a big voice actor, he's and
fuck
everything.
it. We'll
but
put it up here for now.
yeah, I don't know. I really remember liking the Amanda Bynes show, but I couldn't tell you anything. Like I don't remember anything. Like I do remember it being funny though.
I don't know. I would say average.
Yeah.
I'd say average. Ren and Stimpy, obviously S tier.
Yeah.
We went without Ren and Stimpy, a lot of this other stuff wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Rocko's Modern Life. I mean, Rugrats. They
All
kind
the
of
grossness of Ren and Stimpy, all the grossness of Nickelodeon comes from Ren and Stimpy.
yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
like that
Angry
style
Beavers,
was developed.
Rocko's Modern Life. All three of these shows, Rocko's Modern Life,
Yeah.
Angry Beavers, and SpongeBob, have Ren and Stimpy to thank.
And Cat Dog and yeah.
Kind of, yeah. You're right. Cat Dog too, but we already put them in great.
And Kablam, with just the surreal weirdness. Like Ren and Stimpy was like trying to scare you. Like
Yeah.
it was like oh my god, Ren and Stimpy was like so sick back in the day.
All right, Alex Mack, I'm gonna say was great or good. I could even see the
I'd say
argument
great,
being made
like-
good.
Because I feel like it's the second coming of Clarissa. Like I feel like it was the same kind of vibe, but they added superhero powers. So I really liked Alex. I thought it was a dope show.
I remember being impressed by her turning into liquid. Fats
yeah.
is here. He's
Welcome.
he's announced himself, so there you go. But honestly, I look back on it. It's like I remember the first few episodes, but like then I kind of tuned out of it, and it's kind of like what you were saying, Nick D, where we started aging, and it's like
yeah.
I didn't keep up with it. At some point, I tuned out, and that
Yeah,
graphic
exactly.
did not hold up the test of time.
Yeah. Every time I look at it, I'm not sure what I'm looking at.
Addie says good. I don't know. We'll. I mean, I think I liked Alex Mack better than I liked Pete and Pete, but
I definitely like Pete and Pete more than I like Alex Mack.
yeah. See, I don't know. It's hard. Think fast. Don't know it.
I'm looking at it and I remember
Game
it
show.
now, but I'm like, yeah,
I
you
don't
can put
remember
it.
it.
Yeah.
What about the next one?
What does that say?
Just a picture of all their game shows.
Wienerville? Oh, I think I remember Wienerville.
I'm gonna have to look up Wienerville.
Make sure you put in Nickelodeon. You don't want to get it put on a list.
Mine popped up.
Wienerville.
Mine popped up with it immediately.
Oh, dude, this show was great. I remember this show. This show was weird. Again, like I like all the really weird. This was like the Stickly era, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
And the kids, Wild and Crazy Kids era. Again, early weird Nickelodeon.
this is with the head in the window thing. Oh, this was classic,
Yeah.
dude.
And that little
And they
buff
would
dude
do
with
the
big
stomach,
eyes.
the stomach thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. No, this was great. This was great.
Dude, I'm a fan of.
This has got to go to great. This has got to go to great.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I won't say masterpiece, but it was at least great.
It's
Yeah.
also so weird to see the crazy shit they like just had us watch. They let us watch. Like
Yeah.
just looking at Wienerville and just how weird and bizarre it is.
Yeah, I
Uh,
just Google imaging it. It's. Oh yeah, there's that skeleton dinosaur dude.
The thing is,
Yeah.
I gotta point this out to chat and everybody here. We gotta put things in different lists here. Facts. You can't just have everything be masterpiece. It doesn't work like that, in my opinion. Because then what are we doing? It's just like, well, then why did you tier list? Just don't know masterpiece. Just like
Yeah.
delete the whole
Yeah.
center out.
What is Welcome Freshman?
Okay, yeah, I don't know that one. I could safely say I don't know that one.
Yeah.
It looks like a Saved by the Bell ripoff. I don't know it either.
Don't know. What would you do was probably good.
91. Yeah, I liked it. Like it's like again, like I would say it was like this was just our version of like Candid Camera or whatever, like where you or not can like whatever they're walking up and asking people on the fly, like but at Nickelodeon Studios.
Yeah, Universal.
This was
Yeah.
our first kind of thing, like or yeah,
Well,
Universal
it's,
Studios.
that's where it was. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wild and Crazy Kids
Wild and
again,
Crazy
loved it.
Kids, man. I would say
I wanted to
masterpiece,
be
but
on it,
I'd
and
go with
it seemed like
great.
awesome.
Dude, that RC car thing still stands out to me for some reason. I think
Yeah.
about it a lot. Like when we
They
talked
did all
about
kinds of cool shit.
last week when we brought up doing this episode, that was the show. I was like, dude, there was that show where they would go to like abandoned malls or malls on the weekend and they would like rent it out and they would do wild stuff.
I remember like there was like this big crazy slide that they were sliding down on like potato sacks, and like the only time I had ever seen anything like that was like at the Walnut Festival or those fairs when they have that. But the slide they were on was way bigger, or at least it seemed way bigger on TV. But yeah, it was.
That was another show where they would have people from the other from their television shows appear.
Yeah, yeah, and you'd be on like you could be on a team with Budnick,
Yeah, well, I've seen Donkey Lips on one right here. I'm seeing the Nickelodeon arcade guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. That one was dope, dude. I'm gonna go with great.
Yeah. Definitely fun.
Paige is saying Wild and Crazy Kids is better than SpongeBob, and Fats agrees.
I agree. But again, I've only watched one.
If you were on time to the stream Slam and Samsonite, you would know we already talked about You Can't Do It on Television. It was because it wasn't theirs. They bought it. It was a Canadian show. That's why that's not on the list.
Yeah, you can't do. That's the one when they came out of the lockers. Yeah, that was a classic. That was an OG classic.
We have Hey Dude as great.
Wild Thornberries. Paige, I know Paige was a fan of this show.
I watched it for Flea, and it was cool.
Wild Thornberries, I think was great. I don't think it was a masterpiece. I think it was just great.
It was kind of late in the game to be a masterpiece. You know what I mean? Like Nickelodeon was already winding down, but it was a really good show for the time.
The little brother and how he was like the wild kid, and then the sister, the older sister that wore the headphones and was kind of like.
I thought the dad was funny, with his accent.
Yeah, it was great. I just don't think it was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's either the bottom of great or top of good for me personally. Yeah. I enjoyed it, but it's like, I don't know. I'm not dying to watch an episode the way I would want to watch some of these other ones.
Yeah.
First.
Well, and here we are. We've done it now. And we're going to go in and we're going to fix stuff. So, Fats, you're here in just perfect time. Paige, calm down. We're all good. We're going to fix it right now. We're going to go through and we're going to go all through. We're going to go through each tier list here. So, on Master, here's the thing. We almost did two separate lists. I think live action and cartoon are two different things. Hold on. I got to read this thing that Addie just wrote. Y'all are hating on SpongeBob because it was amazing and loved everyone that wanted to be non-conform cool kids and hated it. Okay, all right, Addie. Addie's. Well, all right. So, Fats. Here's the thing, Fats, that you missed. We watched a documentary on all of this. Oh, the boys have frozen. We'll wait for them to come back. So, we watched this documentary. It's on. Is it on Hulu? It's either on Hulu or Amazon Prime. And there's a documentary out right now that breaks down all of the shows and stuff and how it all turned out. That kind of filled us in and made us remember, speaking for Nick and Jer right now, on how it all worked out. Alex Max was good to do, but I don't think it was a masterpiece. And I think, Fats, you're a year older than us, so maybe you were already checked out by the time SpongeBob came out. But what I was going to say is that live action and the cartoons are almost two separate things. So if we're going to break down the live action, it's Alex Max's D version of Terminator 2. I don't know if I can agree with that, Addie. It's a little bit different of a storyline. She's got mind powers and stuff, so it's a little bit different. But I do see what you're saying there. All right. Well, while I'm waiting for the dudes, um, yeah, I mean, let's get into it. I personally think that for the cartoons, I would have gone kind of. I guess I kind of have my order right here. Although I probably would have put Rocket Power right behind Ren and Stimpy. Then I'd go Angry Beavers. Then I'd go SpongeBob. All Real Monsters I could see tying with Hey Arnold, but I liked Hey Arnold probably a little bit better. I can kind of recall it more than I can recall the other one. Um, but, Addie's still putting Alex Mack as average. We also can't hear YouTube's anymore. Well, you can hear me, Jerry, if you're watching the stream. Not if you're in Discord, I guess. Discord's having the issue, not the stream, which is weird. All right, well, this is kind of it, I guess. Rugrats was goated. I mean, Rugrats and Doug were kind of the two. And then, I mean, I liked Ren and Stimpy, but I kind of came late. I was catching Ren and Stimpy as reruns. But I also think that Ren and Stimpy, without Ren and Stimpy, you don't get Rocco. You don't get Angry Beavers. You don't get SpongeBob. Those all really feel like they pulled a lot out of that other show. I'm also loving how Jared and Nick are just frozen here on the screens below me. Nick's just like leaning back. Let me see if I can do the same. And then you got Jerry kind of reaching forward with his mic. Right? It's good. Rugrats is definitely the number one. Over Doug, Addy. Are we saying Rugrats is over Doug? All right, I'll move Rugrats over Doug for now. I'm hoping that Nick and Jared come back at any second here. I mean, this list is looking pretty good to me. I'm open to taking any input from y'all. The Alex Mack, I feel like we're keeping it at great. Because if we're comparing Alex Mack to Keenan and Kel or Salute Your Shorts or Carlissa Explains It All, I don't think it's comparable to those ones. Addy definitely over Doug. Okay, all right. What about the other ones? Do we think Ren and Stimpy, Rocco, Modern Life, or Angry Beavers, any of these would go over it? What's the vibe there? Looks like the boys are trying to fix their stuff. Rugrats over Doug is so par for Addy. Fear included. All right. Well, I mean, I kind of agree. I feel like Rugrats was more important to me as a kid than Doug growing up. Oh, it looks like the boys are about to load in any second here. Wienerville, though. I forgot how awesome that show is. I kind of want to bump that up even ahead of all that because some of those moments with the stomach or the head on top of the small body really kind of stand out to me and were something special at the time. Doug was life. I mean, I got Doug still in the top here. It's over Ren and Stimpy. It's over Rocko's Modern Life. It's over Rocket Power. It's over Angry Beavers. Let me ask you, Addy. Rocket Power, Angry Beavers, SpongeBob. What are we thinking there? Legends should be higher on the masterpiece. All right. I can do that. I'll put Legends up here. Now, Sadu, what are we thinking? Are You Afraid of the Dark or Wild and Crazy Kids? Okay, Addy's going with Rugrats. But all right, but Addy, let's get back to this. It's pick between Angry Beavers, Rocco. Give me just this end piece here, Addy. Like, do you think SpongeBob is above these? You know, or is it still like below Angry Beavers? SpongeBob, Angry Beavers, Rocket Power. Okay. SpongeBob, Angry Beavers, then Rocket Power. Wow. Okay. Well, I'll do it. I wish Nick D could pop in here and tell me what he's thinking about this whole all real monster scenario. Maybe I need to leave Discord and come back. The Tomorrow People. Where is it? Let me look that up. The Tomorrow. Tomorrow People looks like it's a Tubi show. Not me. I'm not seeing that, Fats.
Take a couple more minutes. Like, should we give it till 9?
Oh, I see you. I see
I'll
you.
do the same.
I see you. I hear you. I hear you, Nick D.
Ren and Stimpy, then Clarissa.
Okay, you're back. You're back.
Oh, we are back.
Okay, the Tomorrow People, Fats. I see that there was 2 different shows. It looks like the Tomorrow People is also a current show on Tubi. But I mean, Fats, we didn't make the list. It's just kind of made on its own. All right,
And
boys.
there is one that has like a crazy amount of shows in there, but it's, there's just so.
Does it
many
add all
to
like the
take in.
Nick at Night and Nick Jr. and stuff?
Uh,
Oh, it probably also adds like stuff they bought, like because like crazy to think that like Turtles are a Nickelodeon thing now.
Yeah, but not the original.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the 80s
that,
version.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
crazy list has like that you can't do that on. It's like
Yeah.
Google
iCarly.
Space
It has it all.
Casey.
It's too many.
Hattie's telling me to Google stuff. I will say, the last time we were told to Google something, we did this on Heligrip Show, and it was a funny clip about a cat eating fish. I don't remember that one, Ad. It is Nickelodeon. Oh, I kind of do recall that one. It was like their version of Star Trek. Kind of like Galaxy Quest style. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I remember that show.
All right, boys. Now that you're back, before you freeze again, let's get right into this. I moved a few things around. Addie wanted me to move SpongeBob. I kind of listened to chat. I kind of let chat dictate a few things. Although I didn't listen to Sedu's Alex map bump up, and Paige has left the building, so we've lost our female demographic here, our one and only female demographic. I did move Wienerville above all that and everything else because I felt like that one. Thinking about it with those imagery. The stomach one, really, where they put the eyes and then they use the belly button as the mouth, that really stood out to me.
Yeah.
That really stood out to me. But, how about you boys? Tell me, at least here with Masterpiece, what are you feeling?
I mean, yeah, like that's cool. Whatever chat's feeling.
Nah, fuck chat. I
Okay.
would for sure bump Ren and Stimpy up to like top 5, top 3. Like that, even for me personally, Ren and Stimpy might even be number 1. I'd probably do Ren and Stimpy, Clarissa. So like for me, I would put Ren and Stimpy at the top of the cartoons.
The way I have it now, Jerry, or before I moved Legends, was I was trying to do live action, cartoons, and then like the game show / variety shows at the bottom. That's why I actually had Legends down here. It was variety shows. So you got your live action. I was just trying to do a little cleanliness here. Now, if you want, so fuck it, Ren and Stimpy. See, for me, I think just personally, I was like, I didn't have an older brother or older sibling. I only caught Ren and Stimpy as a rerun. By the time I was getting there, Rugrats was
on
really
like MTV or something.
No, on Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon was still rerunning it at the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Rugrats, Doug, and then Rocco, and then Angry Beavers, and so forth, in the order they kind of came out, those were kind of the shows that really felt impactful for me. But I get your argument that because Ren and Stimpy, like I said, when you guys were gone, without Ren and Stimpy, clearly we would never get a lot of these cartoons.
Yeah.
A lot of them did the freeze frame,
like
different
Kablam.
drawing.
Yeah. The ultra detail, ultra gross.
Yeah, like SpongeBob. Like SpongeBob does that. Where
Yeah,
they'll, like, zoom in.
Exactly.
Rocco did it too.
And it's very.
Yeah.
People are getting really upset with the Clarissa Explains It All thing. Fine, I'll bump Clarissa Explains It All underneath these two. Although I think Clarissa Explains It All personally, I think was more impactful than Keenan and Kel, but I saw it at an earlier age.
Yeah, 100%.
So I'm gonna bump it. I'm gonna bump it in here.
I also think it's just a better. If we're being real, I thought Clarissa was a better show than.
I think it was too. I think she's a better actress than those two.
Yeah, and again, love Keenan, love Kel.
And look, she became this Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which I also am a huge fan of. I actually rewatched that a few years ago. So clearly,
that was a good show.
Homie, one of them pretty much never has done anything of any relevance ever since.
Yeah.
And the other one's just on SNL.
Yeah.
You know, his career's just been on variety shows his whole life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the list.
Yes, now Fats is saying Clarissa Explains It All is not even S tier. I disagree. I mean, I think it's definitely S tier, and that also has to do with the documentary and how they built it up a little bit.
And I do think it's, if we're doing the same thing with like Ren and Stimpy, everyone else, it's like, well, we wouldn't have Alex Mack without Clarissa.
Oh, 100%.
Like if
100%.
Most of these live action shows,
yeah, that's like the original live action show for them.
Yeah. Set the tone, set the vibe.
Yeah.
They might be Giants references.
You know what's crazy, Nick? Didn't know that until I watched the documentary. Didn't even realize that was a thing on the show.
Yeah, they maybe Giants were all over Nickelodeon.
Yeah, in general, but I didn't realize.
They
the posters and other stuff and whatnot.
Yeah.
But well, I don't know. I guess they were just part of cartoons. I guess I was thinking of Looney Tunes with the Constantinople thing.
See what they talk about, Addy, is that it was a girl lead, but actually its demographic for fan base from the research that Nickelodeon had, it was heavy on both sides, boys and girls, and that's why it was so epic for Nickelodeon. Is that everyone was watching Clarissa Explains It All, including young boys. And
they didn't do the classic like, oh, I'm the female lead, but I'm just gonna talk about things
girl
typically
stuff,
women are into. Yeah, exactly. Makeup or dresses or whatever. That again, they talked about just school sucking or her not liking her Ferguson, the younger brother, and it was relatable.
It was relatable, yeah. And they legit say that Alex Mack was supposed to be a boy, but because of the success of Clarissa Explains It All, that they made her into a girl, which I thought was interesting.
I remember feeling that back then. Like, I remember when Alex Mack was coming out, I was like, oh, this is another Clarissa show. And it was like a show about a cool girl that has nothing to do with being a girl, or you know what I mean? It was like, here's just a show about a family.
It's crazy.
I felt that even then.
In the pilot, she was supposed to be naked. I've
seen
not
her
on
talk
camera,
about that.
But originally,
but
like her powers were supposed to make her clothes fall off, and then they decided right after that they did the pilot, like that's probably not the best look, and they fixed it immediately, which is like, wow, that was crazy because if they would have done that now, looking back at those episodes, it would have been pretty controversial.
And it looks better, especially when you look back on that. What's that other guy's name? Like that Dan Simmons or whatever, that one creep that worked at Nickelodeon and did all the foot fetish shit. Like, he very clearly was a person. Like,
but that's way later. I think that's way later, right, Nick?
But still, yeah, like it is like, it's crazy that like before that they definitely were like, we're not trying to like, when one lady's thing was like, we're not going to sell products because we don't want to exploit children. We don't want to exploit them to make money or exploit having them buy our thing. And then at some point, with the SpongeBob thing, that changed. All of a sudden, Nickelodeon was like a money-making machine, and you start getting predators coming in. It's just crazy,
Yeah,
the documentary doesn't touch on that at all.
Well, because it's like what Jerry said. The documentary is mainly about that first lady that was the president and her time period as president until she leaves, and then how she kind of leaves right before the SpongeBob thing, and then that's when they really go a different direction with what they were producing and syndicating and all that kind of stuff, which was interesting.
Yeah. They should do another documentary about the back half.
It's only
all the scandal and shit.
It's only in the first episode. Facts. It was only in the pilot. They explained it in the documentary that scene was shot only in the pilot, and then they instantly changed it from there on out. It's crazy because both Fats and Addy are claiming that they remember that, but it's only in the pilot and it was only in one scene. Is what at least that's what the documentary said.
Yeah, no, yeah, and I remember her talking about it. Like she said that in interviews. I don't think because they were just. She was just like, yeah, that was weird.
And they probably played that pilot quite often when it first came out. But yeah,
Yeah.
I remember when that show dropped because that was like a big deal when
Yeah.
it first came out.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. I mean, we could go through all of this, but we've been going live for a good amount of time here. I'd say, I mean, if anything, my cousin Skeeter could a couple of these shows could be bumped down to not very good, but at the same time, it's kind of cool that we just leave not very good blank.
I like that too. Kind of organically happened.
I mean, is there any drastic changes you want to make?
No.
I mean, we bumped Ren and Stimpy to the beginning, and then we put Clarissa Explains It All in the middle there.
We definitely don't. Yeah, we don't have to put the Ren and Stimpy there. It's just I feel looking at those like that top one is like I do feel.
I mean, in that case though, I feel like Rugrats should be right after it.
I feel like if I were to be like, I want more. If they were to be like, we want one more season of one of these shows, I think I'd go Rocket.
I think
that'd be my one more season.
I think I'd go Legends of the Hidden Temple. I think the cartoons
that'd be cool.
I think when you come back to a cartoon after this long, like Invader Zim came back, it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
The voices, everything, it just doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would want another season of any of these because they just inherently wouldn't be good as what I remember and want it to be.
But Legends of the Hidden Temple or Wild and Crazy Kids, those could just be interesting because you're just taking that concept.
One of the game shows, one of the game shows I think would work way better. But yeah, out of the other ones, I don't know. I don't think I would.
I just think they'd fuck up all the cartoons. I think it would be weird and the voices would be different. Like,
the art, as you know, we've talked about, just what inherently would be different no matter what.
Be done on a computer. Yeah.
Maybe Kablam because it was the stop motion. Maybe that's the other one that could work if they
with the action figures. But that's just Robot Chicken. That's just, you know what I mean? Like Robot Chicken kind of jumped off from that point.
And I feel they did. Didn't they do a later season of Are You Afraid of the Dark? And wasn't it not? I don't know. It could be like.
I don't know.
Are You Afraid of the Dark kind of feels like it was a time and a place, and if you weren't there, it's same with like Pete and Pete. Pete and Pete, I don't think they could redo it. I think it would lose its like special.
Yeah, and that definitely came back. They did do like a later years Pete and Pete.
Did they do like a movie?
I don't think it did well. Maybe, I don't know.
And like even all that, I just don't think all that would hit the same.
Yeah, it's like in 99, Are You Afraid of the Dark came back. It ended in 95. It came back in 99. And then there was an Are You Afraid of the Dark movie in 2019, 2021, and 2022.
Wow.
So yeah, they're still doing Are You Afraid of the Dark projects, I mean.
How do you say bump all that to number one? I think Double Dare, like I could see going second, but I think Double Dare was just so iconic. The slime, that's where we the other show was, I guess, where slime was first introduced. But when I think of the slime and getting gross and Nickelodeon, it was Double Dare.
Yeah.
So I'll put all. I don't know how you guys feel. I'm willing to listen to chat.
I think for me, I think, I mean, I'm down for whatever. Yeah. Like, I think of saying I don't know first more than I think of Double Dare. Because, when I think of the slime, I think of it getting dumped on you.
Yeah.
And that chef that put, like, burgers in his food and, like, the lockers.
Yeah. The locker thing is what I really remembered out of that.
Yeah.
But how they'd pop out and say something to one another, then they'd shut the door.
Yeah. That's a dope show.
All right. Addy says he can accept Double Dare as being number one and great. Well, good. I'm glad. I think this is pretty good. The only ones I would say we could rearrange would be the average, but at the same time, some of these like Get the Picture. I think Get the Picture. I don't really remember.
Yeah. Like I remember when I saw the pictures of it on Google, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that now.
But I don't remember like watching it. So I could see me bumping that to I don't know. Actually, would be or I guess I'll put it at the bottom.
Yeah.
And I'd maybe
I
bump
don't know.
Amanda Bynes to
And like,
up higher
yeah, I was gonna say I do think that she should be the top of that row.
of
Like,
average.
cause like I actually do. Yeah, I do remember that show.
I
Yeah.
do too. I think with her, it's hard just because she's just recently been in the news again. She's just she's like the Nickelodeon Britney Spears of just like a sad train wreck of a life. That's hard to like. I thought it was interesting how they didn't even show any images of her on the all that images in the documentary.
Yeah.
Because she was clearly on the
and
show.
they showed Michelle Trachtenberg, but they never like talked about her. Like I was like, oh yeah, she's like another. There's like a bunch of Nickelodeon kids that were like, we're just not even gonna get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're just gonna do this. We've spent a lot of time.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty good. We could hot debate a lot of this. You know, especially the cartoons. The cartoons could really like. I mean, personally, I think SpongeBob could be bumped down lower only because of like it came later, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I do remember when the movie came out, I was pretty stoked.
Yeah, there was Nickelodeon before and after SpongeBob.
I'm pretty sure I was supposed to go with like Addie and BK, and then my parents saw me driving them to the theater, and it was before the 6 months, and so my dad was like, "Oh, you gotta maybe it's Addie and Cameron."
I was there.
Like, you gotta leave, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
I was there
because
we still went. We still went.
Yeah, he was like, and I was like, "Well, my friends are here. What am I supposed to do?" And he's like, "I don't care," and I had to leave. So I've never actually seen the SpongeBob movie.
Yeah, I think it was me, you, Addie, possibly, because I know me and Addie still saw it. That we ditched school, right? Is that what you said? No.
Yeah.
Didn't we ditch school?
I don't think we ditched school, but again, it was just before the 6 months of when I first got my license. So my parent, was like, it was I saw you driving, that's why you need to leave, not a like, oh, you're supposed to be in school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sector. Oh yeah, maybe Cameron picked you up. Maybe that's why there was. I don't know. I abandoned you guys.
Here's what I'm gonna do, Addie. I'm gonna take the tier list. I'm gonna copy and paste it. This is a blank one, not ours. And I am going to put that in the bio. Make your own. Double dot. And there's the link. And I press save. So now in the bio, Addie's saying he would love to see a Fats and Seduce special Nickelodeon tier list. I would love to see that
that'd be
too.
dope.
I'd love to see yours as well, Addie. What I'd love is by next Tuesday, all of you guys do it. Send them to me. You all have my number. Text me your tier list. I will put them on the show, and we will then discuss your guys' tier list.
And the one most like mine gets a free sheet of grip tape.
Nick is handing out a lot of grip tape.
Yeah.
And we will go from there.
But yeah, that'll be dope. I definitely want to see your guys' tier list. I think that'd be sick.
And we did, Addie, you're right. It was Jackass that we skipped school for. All right. Well, before we wrap up, we still got to go over pick a video of the week. But one last time, this is what our tier list looked like. I saved it. I'll post it on the OverTheShow Insta later this week. You can leave your hate comments there. What I'd prefer you to do is leave your hate comments on the video, because I care more about the algorithm on YouTube than I do on Insta. So please leave your hate comments here on.
When you hate comment, please like and subscribe while you're here. Might as well.
Or
get notifications for when to talk shit.
Or
take him up with BK.
Yeah, take all that
Baked
with
BK. He's
at Baked
he's
with
got
BK.
opinions,
yeah.
And he wants to talk about them.
And he'll probably be on next week's show, because we're probably gonna have to have BK, Sith Lord BK, come on to talk about what airs tomorrow.
Ahsoka.
Oh wow, I didn't even realize that was tomorrow. Wow.
Yeah, Ahsoka, 2 episodes drop tomorrow, so it only makes sense for us to have the evil Sith Lord himself, Baked with BK, on next week's episode, where he'll yell at Sadu for not watching the show. That's what I'm thinking. Nice. So Sadu, maybe do your homework, watch Ahsoka, come in hot, tell us how much you hate Ahsoka, and let BK know because I'm. Let's do it right here, boys. I'm gonna say no matter what, BK's gonna say Ahsoka's S tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's gonna say S tier.
it would have to be such a train wreck because it's like this is like he is the target audience.
Yeah.
Like a Clone Wars fan. Like it's like yeah. And I don't and you know again Rosario Dawson, she's amazing. Like I feel like it's gonna be real good. I hope it's gonna be real good.
All right, Jerry, why don't you share your screen real quick, and then we'll go over video of the week. Oh, no. The boys froze again right when we were about to go over video of the week. Ah, shuckaroonies. All right, so you are going to watch? Good. And Addie, hey, dude, Chris explains it all, Addie. I swear to goodness, go back and rewatch it. You will be surprised at how good it was. Man, I need Jerry, though, so we could go over this last segment, and then we're going to wrap it up. God, Discord's just been killing us lately. It's just... Tomorrow we're supposed to do an episode talking shit with McMasher. Hopefully it's not going to be the same scenario, huh? Well, let's give it a few minutes here, see if the boys load in. If not, we will just... Here, I'll try to... Let me... Sometimes they... Oh. Wait, what? What is this? Oh. What is this? This isn't it. That sucks. Will mine load? All right, we got mine. We got Jerry's. Oh. It's really falling apart over here. We got Jerry's. We got mine. And Nick D's, for some reason, is just... Oh. Where is this one of Nick D's? I don't like scrolling randomly through the internet here. Or... I can't find Nick D's. It's weird. Oh, there he is.
It is dying.
All right. Here we go, boys. Let's end it right here. We're having a lot of technical issues here. Stu had to log off. He had to leave. It's hit 9 o'clock. He's got bedtime. All right. So to end the show, we have... Jerry, start off with the first one. Yours. It was you, then me, then Nick D. So we had Jerry with the Chris Jericho dancing. It's weirdly echoing. Then we had mine with the Yoda cat fight. Then we had Nick D with the NES over the horror movie, which I accidentally typed in or auto-corrected to new.
Is this the very first zombie movie? Is this Day of the Dead? Or Night of the Living Dead?
It might be, yeah.
Yeah, I think,
Dude,
I think that's the first one.
I kept clicking on that link you sent, and it was taking me to like that lady's just X page.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so to wrap it up, another tough loss for Jerry, and the win goes to myself with Yoda vs. Cat.
Congratulations.
It was a 25% Jerry. Nick D unfortunately got no votes, and I got 75%, 4 votes tonight.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
There was more people in the chat than I think actually voted.
Yeah.
That happens a lot here.
Yeah.
You guys got to get your votes in. Come on now. All right, well, hey, that was a great episode. We had some technical difficulties. We fought through all of them. I'm proud of us. We fought through all of them. One was a little longer than the other. A couple of them were short, in and out. You guys snapped right back in. We will look into that and figure out what the heck is going on with Discord. And we'll be back next week with hopefully Sith Lord BK, which will get even more interesting, especially with the freezing.
Yeah.
And we will talk a little Ahsoka, and maybe we'll do a game. We haven't done a game in a while.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'd be down.
Do a little Ahsoka, maybe do a little that game where we pick high low, yeah.
Maybe beat our score 15.
Yeah. So let's do some thanks. Thanks to Do, as always, is watching, even though he's already checked out. T-Chasey was here for a brief moment, left one comment, and then he dipped right on out. Good to see you, though, Ty. Addy in here strong tonight. Addy with a lot of different opinions from McMasher. Check him out tomorrow on his own show. Paige, always great to have little sis up in here. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a show without a guest appearance by the one and only Fats Boss. Wish he was here from the beginning, though, because it would have been interesting to hear him chime in on that whole Nickelodeon thing, because that really is his category.
I think, everything pretty much would have been like masterpiece.
Yeah.
Great, I feel.
But that's what would have made it interesting, Jerry, is how would Fats... He'd have to put something at the top and go down. You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully he fills it out and submits it. We can review it and critique it.
Yeah, Fats, if you're still here, which I don't know if you are or you aren't. Let me look. Look at see. Nope, he's not. If you are, though, please fill out that tier list and get back at us. We'd really appreciate that.
Yeah, I do want to see what he puts at the top.
Yeah. Addy, too. I'd love to see Addy's. I can say this. Carissa Explains It All is getting bumped down to, not very good.
Hell yeah.
Addy missed video of the week, so he didn't vote. Addy, you would have voted for the cats. Come on. I know you would have voted for them cats.
Cat video was strong.
And I'll be real with you guys. I saw that maybe a couple hours before we recorded tonight. So that was the last minute find. Yeah. All right, well, that's it. Let's end this before the boys freeze again. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, leave a hate comment. Leave some hate comments, everyone. Hate us.
Do something. Feel something.